Vibe blowing at the jack. Got the loud jumping at the back. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping at the back. Vibe blowing at my jack. Got the loud jumping at the back. Everything I'm on slack.
We've been with the Brazilians. This would be the first.
They wild, I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy? Buenos dias. What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang, and that's you for being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome to the Wake Up Show. Do you hear the sound effects? They're loud as hell in my ears. You might not hear them. They're loud as hell in my ears. All right. All right. They're loud in my ears. You might not hear them. But welcome back to the Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne it is ish. The King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker, Buenos Dias, Costa Rica style, with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy and the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Niggero of Fixes Binds, LLC. And Costa Rica Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Costa Rican Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. Also, the man with one trabajo, that is the Mitch Slapper. You can call me the Anointed One, the founding father of the After Pill, the Costa Rican Junior College sociologist. The Morpheus of the Matey Matrix, the Chocolate Confucius, the Black Moses, the Deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA. That is C God Allah, and I be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We gonna get one in here. And I just remembered that I did not sign into my YouTube. So I don't even know if this stream is going on. Right? Is this stream alive? All right, I'm going to have to put up the Ko-Fi link and tell you guys how to contribute to today's show. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, I see the stream is live. So we live and we're ready to go. So, see, yep, I knew something was going to happen there. They wanted me to confirm who I was. All right, so we're going to have to do it live or else I can't put anything in the live chat. Should have did this before the show, but I did not. But, yep, I won't be able to do it during the show. So I'll have to figure out some sort of way to do it, but we'll try to do it live here as much as we can. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll have to do it live. Oh, I see what's happening here. This is a whole mess. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can do it. I'll do it live over here. All right, we're doing it live. All right, there we go. Now I have access to now I can shut out the haters. Right now I can shut out the haters. So let me see if I can put people on subscribe mode only for commentary. Yes, indeed. So I appreciate y'all for being here and being patient with me as I get my stuff set up. Yes, it was on. The JUCO was on out here. All right, people were wondering, what's the JUCO like? Oh, it's here. All right, and I wish I had my Mexican sound effect here, but I know. But we'll do it fucking live. All right, that's what we'll do. Let me see if I can paste. All right, that was pretty good. I was able to do it. Do it damn live. Anyway, we got a great show for you today. Why you don't mess with 4th and 30 women. Shout out to the guy, and I can't remember his name, who contributed the 4th and 30 to our coach gang. And he was able to tell us, you know, a lot of women be out here 4th and 30 and you don't know it. But because you lack a true abundance mindset, you might deal with 4th and 30 women, and that might lead to great frustration. Also, later in this show, it is said that half of Gen Z men have never asked a woman out on a date in person. We're going to tell you about what that means. All right, what that means and how. Maybe is this good? Is this bad? Or is this ugly? Is this a sign of the times? Or what is it? All right, are the dating coaches come back? As a matter of fact, I checked my email when I was at the airport, and apparently some dating coach that I don't know invited me to a live stream. I was like, I don't know who this nigga is, but apparently the usual suspects are over there. And I was like, I don't know why you invited me. All right, where's my buzzer? Why did you invite me to the damn dating show, coach? Oh, I don't know what it was there. Maybe they were trying to sneak attack a debate. I have no idea. But anyway, did I tell you how to contribute to today's show? Huh? I don't know. To contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams, and that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. All right, all the sound effects will, you know, my sound effects are here, but, you know, they're loud, they're not loud, they're loud as hell in my ear. All right, every time I turn up the volume, they're louder. So I'll do my best to get those in there. Yes, indeed. All right. I don't know, some dating coach that I guess they want me to debate. I don't know what they were inviting me for, but I was like, I've never heard of you. But, you know, you want to get on my good side first. You want to get on my good side. I'm not the type of dude. I'm not the type of guy. Anyway, where am I? For the people here, where am I? Shout out to the guy that came up with the 4th and 30, and that very much describes a lot of men that don't have a true abundance mindset of how you're lacking out here. So where am I? All right. Yes, I have my passport. Did you get your shots? All right. Which number country is this? I lost count. It's either 13 or 15 or 16. I don't know where we're at. But I've had my passport for some decades already. My first trip was to Fiji in the early 2000s. And of course, that was before social media was a thing. So you guys, I don't have any footage of that. All right, I do have some footage, but I would have to dig back in some camera or some hard drive from the early 2000s on some PC that I had. Those footages are gone. Much of my travels in my early adulthood is gone. Like I said, I've been to 49 of the 50 states. Yeah, we didn't have cameras running around documenting the shit all day, unfortunately, because that would have been some great footage and some great things to remember. We had disposable cameras and then digital cameras, and recording a video was not on the menu. So, this is going to be my 13th or 15th or whatever country we're in. And, oh, yes, the junior college was on. I mean, I basically had a JUCO pick me up from the airport. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah, bitch.
She was so excited. She was like, I'll pick you up from the airport. All right. That's an abundance mindset. She was like, I'm picking you up. I was like, what? She was like, I'll pick you up from the airport. And the funny thing about this piece of calico, and she was the Latina, thick Latina build, which is not my cup of tea, but I was going for it. I was like, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just here having fun. All right. I'm having fun. So she originally, when I was scheduling my JUCO exhibitions here, she was originally last. All right. She was at the bottom. She was like Saturday, one of my last days. And she knew it. All right. She knew it. She was like, okay, when do you get in? I was like, yo, I'll get in Wednesday. late. And then she was like, hey, we're not meeting till Saturday. I was like, yeah. And she was like, what time do you get into the airport? Right. So I was like, I don't know. I'm not. Well, she asked me initially when am I getting to the hotel. I was like, about 11 p.m. My flight lands at 8:30. And for the most part, you know, you got to get through customs, get through the airport, get to the Uber. All right. Get all the way back to your hotel, check in, take a shower. So I was like, well, you can meet me at my hotel about 11. And she was doing the math. She was like, okay, that sounds good. Next day, she was like, do you mind if I pick you up at the airport? Right. And I was like, why? She was like, you're probably going to fall in love with many women before we get to Saturday. All right. She was like, yo, I'll pick you up. And binds were fixed. All right. Yeah. Rent was due last week. She was like, I need to get that bind fixed. So she's like, I'll go on and pick you up. All right. And anyway, she wanted first dibs. She was like, let me start you off. All right. Because by the time we get to Saturday, you're going to have your hands full because there's some binds out here that need to be fixed. She was like, I'm in front of the money line. She's like, let me get in the front. Pick me up. She didn't even have a car. All right. She jumped out in the Uber like Fred Flintstone. All right. The Uber was pulling up. She jumped out the fucking Uber. All right. And hung out with me and shit until I got my Uber. Then I got my Uber. She got in. She waited on the side. I checked in the hotel, dropped my bags after I got in the room. And it was right away. All right. He said, that's what I call burning desire. She was ready. She was like, let me get in first. All right. So that's the true abundance mindset. A lot of men don't have abundance and a lot of men aren't given options for abundance. So we'll talk about that. Let me get to the earlier contributors to today's show. By the way, yeah, it's very echoey in here. It's echoey. So I think we did have some footage as to, let me see. I think I do have footage. Somebody did record the room. Let me see if we can share this particular piece of footage here. I know there's some sensitive people here. Let's see. See if I can find it. Did I let it go? It would have been a good timing. That would have been good timing for it. Okay, yeah, we did. All right, for the people here. All right, this is going to be bad. I'm going to tell you right now. But apparently somebody had caught on to what I was doing. And as soon as I checked into the hotel, apparently they sent me this footage. So let's go ahead and show you the footage as to what happened on Fix's Buying LLC Day. All right, as I got to Costa Rica here. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, the humanity. All right, I'm gonna tell you, man. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it happened very fast. It was that's outside. Yeah, Fixes Binds. It was, had to handle business. Now, once you get your bullet, you get your venom out. Now you can enjoy your trip. So anyway, do I have the Ode to Humanity? I probably got it somewhere on here. Oh, I don't have Ode to Humanity in there, but that's what it sounded like. Yeah, right there. All right, it was Get 'em Daddy season. Get 'em Poppy season in Costa Rica. Buenos dias in Costa Rica. All right, anyway. Ooh-wee. All right. It was tough out there. I know. Abundance mindset. People are like, but you're not an abundance coach. All right, let's see if we can get to the earlier contributors to the day show. I'm all signed in, so I should be able to read these, and I appreciate the contributions as I'm on the road. PI Double says, but he says, have pro-blacks try but fail. He says they get respect for trying. Republican blacks only slurp white daddy. All right, white daddy. Okay, something like that. I'm not sure what that means. All right, but I suppose so. Republican blacks slurp white daddy. And he's saying that the pro-blacks at least try but fail. I'm not sure. There was an incomplete text message, but I'm not sure. There's no pro-blacks in Costa Rica, at least in San Jose. All right, we don't care about that. They don't care about that, mommy and poppy. They got bigger fish to fry. They got bills to pay out here. Right? All that shit is not important. Well, let me see if we can get this brother here. Okay. Okay, I addressed that. I addressed that on Tuesday. So I missed yesterday's stream, and we'll only have a morning stream this morning. So just so you guys know, because there's shit going on in the evening here. But if I manage to finish up quick, I'll jump on live at the end of it. All right, we got a brother here. Jay McGee says, man, CGA for the win. Been sitting at this shipper for almost an hour. Wasn't expecting a show, but thank you for giving us a show. Enjoy the JUCOs. Hashtag you better boss up, ninjas. All right, tell those shippers, man, to get there and unload your trailer. Pause. Jay Flows has a little contribution to the exit tax coach. He says, keep it in your sock and get them Costa Rican cheeks. PSA, do not get married. Jay Flow is our residential husband. We do have a lot of married men that watch us. Jay Flow is one of them. And he's telling you guys, do not get married. Okay? Do not get married. Do not believe that you can overcome the marriage dumpster fire out there. All right. Shout out to Dennis S. Says, coach, shots fired at me on the Ling Ling rant. He said, it's cool. He says, I give props where they are due. He says, you did a good 5-minute rant. He says, but it wasn't near as hard as your 1-minute rant on white folks a couple weeks ago. He says, love what you do. Free agent lifestyle for life. Shout out to Dennis S. All right. Dennis S. Glocktavius gives us a support. Shout out to Glocktavius. And NGN says, you mentioned that you wish that you knew at 25 that having money in real life was a cheat code. Since women view everything the way, that way, more importantly in life, that everything is transactional, but you said your ego wouldn't let you accept it at age 25. That is a good question. That's true. That's true. A lot of men will deny. Money is not the answer. All right, and simply because most men don't make money, right? You know, the average salary is about $45,000 to $50,000. And shout out to everybody working hard for the money. We're not belittling people that don't make money. Please understand that. We're just trying to show you that, yeah, man, you can bypass a lot of bullshit with a couple of extra bucks. And for some reason, people don't like that because maybe they don't have abundance, or maybe they don't believe that that's the way it works, but that's the way it works. I mean, tipping, for example, memberships, clubs, fees, fraternities, sororities, there's always a payment system, a quid pro quo, if you meant, more or less, not a quid pro quo, but more or less, you get more access if you're able to afford access. You know, and when you're a young man, you're just hoping that that's not the case. You're hoping that people actually like you, or people that are going to treat other people a certain way, not based on this particular thing. So we're just trying to tell guys that, yes, money does allow you access. It gives you options. It does put you in a leveraged position, and it may help you out with the dating and the relationships. But also, here's the deal. It also can expose you. It also can expose you to things and make you more vulnerable. It's not more or less it's going to make things better for you. It's just going to give you more leverage and options, more abundance. And yes, life is play for play. Life is pay for play. I mean, people are trying to always convince you that you don't have to pay for play. But let me just give you an example. And I've used this example quite a bit. That something that would be seemingly set up for the interest of the individual, education system, specifically colleges and universities, were exposed very, very big in 2019 or 2020 with one of the biggest college scandals ever, where it was suggested that, and it was proven that even the elite people were participating in a pay-for-play scheme to get their kids admitted into college. Okay, to get their kid. Now, these were people with money. These people had money. They were actors. They were billionaires, several billionaires, and they were committing. And this has not changed, by the way. It was just exposed through one individual because that individual got caught and he snitched on everybody. Please understand, this has been going on for a long time, and it still goes on. But what happened was, even the people who had money still had to pay for admissions into certain universities, right? So it's always been like this. It is like this. And yes, does it suck? Yes. I mean, because it keeps people at the top, the rich get richer. And there's a whole thing that go into that. But the rich do get richer. And one of the reasons why is that, hear me out, a lot of pay for play is cheap money to them. Yeah. Right? A lot of play for play. Jesus. A lot of pay for play is cheap money. So in essence, what they'll do is they'll throw that money there. It's money that's either going to return. They're going to get a return on their investment. It could be financially. It could be socially. Right. The biggest reason why they wanted their kids admitted to these colleges was for the social element. Right. And then down the line, the financial element. Right. For that kid to be able to say they went to Duke. All right. But socially, they can say, hey, my kids got admitted into Duke. Like, how prideful was that? Right. You know, I was telling you about my son getting admitted to these universities. It's great. We're going to be going on the college tour in the next few weeks. And, you know, it's a feather in your cap, whereas the other people don't have these options. It's just options. It's just leverage. Social. The things that people say don't matter. Well, these things shouldn't matter. They do. All right. I'm just telling you, though. All right. And if you were on the money mindset, we talked about 6 things that will always sell. Many of those things, people don't want to admit that they sell. Now, like, well, we should live in a world where that doesn't sell. Right? Where's my buzzer? I need the buzzer sound effect at least. All right. Let me see if I can get a buzzer sound effect. All right. If not, I'll get the Mario sound effect out. But yeah, I mean, that's what, see, we live in a society where we want to put morality above everything. And I think that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake because morality has very little currency. It doesn't move anything. It's just basically, you know, people will say, well, I'm a moral person. Well, what the fuck is that going to give you on earth? What is it going to give you on earth? Not much, right? Not much. Well, it'll get you more on earth than it will afterlife. But a lot of people are trying to get their reward afterlife. And if you believe in that, then you can live like Mother Teresa here. But while you're here, yeah, man, leverage and options and abundance is what we're trying to wake men up. Anyway, I'm going to come back to some other super chats because you guys have already started off very good with the chats. So I'm going to come back to those. But let's get over to some videos here. If I can figure out how to get over there. Okay, I'm here. Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
All right, terrible production on my today's show. But sorry for the echo. But we're going to get it on right here. It's Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Let's get some videos up here to review on Straggle and Sniggle Theater. First, a public service announcement to the brothers that smoke that weed, all right? If you smoke them trees and weed, or even if you don't smoke those trees and weed, here's Straggle and Sniggle Theater, an attorney that is going to give you some advice if a cop pulls you over and says they smell something. All right, they smell, and by the way, they use this for probable cause. But let's do this for an educational moment on Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
When cops say, I can smell but your car is clean, do this immediately. When police claim they smell something like alcohol or any other suspicious odor, they're often using it as a way to establish probable cause to search your car. Arguing or trying to explain, such as saying, I haven't smoked or there's nothing in my car, only gives them more to work with and might escalate the situation. Stay calm and respond firmly but politely. I do not consent to any searches, and I request that any alleged smell be documented in your report. By saying this, you clearly assert your constitutional right and create a record that you did not agree to the search. Also, asking for the smell to be documented signals you are paying attention and can later challenge this in court. When cops...
Okay, shout out to this guy right here. His name is Cannon and Associates. He seems to be an attorney, or at least an internet attorney. Shout out to him for giving you this advice. These are some of the things that we tell you. You know, when you're getting roughed up, you know, there's a reason why. And normally it's because either you don't know how to process, you know, this type of event. Maybe you have some anxiety. Maybe you don't, you know, you're nervous for some reason. You're driving while black. And sometimes things can escalate poorly based on how you treat being pulled over. Despite the fact that you might say, well, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? When you stand up for yourself, they still going to rough you up, cuff you up, and stuff you up. Pause. That could be the case. Most likely it's not going to be the case. I mean, it doesn't happen as much. Could it be the case still? Yes. Like, they're going to do what they want to do. And this is why we always say, do not ride dirty. Do not ride dirty out here. You want to ride clean. With that being the case, you want to keep your paperwork in order. Then you want to know definitely how to establish a little bit of your rights while you're out there without being an asshole. And that might prevent you from getting into a bad situation. So good advice there. We know the cops are out here doing dirty shit. They want to, mess up your time, and they want to, they may be mad that like you driving better cars than them, and they're out there living in a hovel, and you're out there winning in life. And yes, they could make you do some things, especially if you're a young black teenager or a teenager. They're going to do shit like this. Okay. They might even say they smell that you're drinking, and you didn't drink anything. Good advice. I don't consent to any searches. And I want to make sure you document everything you smell in your police report. Okay. Because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it when they sign a police report. And now your ass is going to be in court with a DUI or a driving under the influence. So check that out. Check them out. They're very good information for you guys. And don't say I've never given you advice. Okay. I've just given you some good advice. All right, Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Moving on to the next one. We have a guy here apparently you figure out what country this is. Some man out here definitely desperate to see punani. Again, abundance mindset. Apparently a guy died because he was stuck in a toilet. All right, he was stuck in a toilet. We're going to figure out why he was stuck in a toilet. Let this sister provide some context here.
Telling you when I thought I've heard it all. I say this every time, but I'm telling you all when I thought I've heard it all. This is crazy. This man, according to what I looked into, got stuck in a sewer tank while he was trying to spy on young girls at a school while they used the restroom. Now, this woman went to the bathroom to go use the bathroom, and she noticed there was a shoe inside of the toilet tank. And she thought this was a little weird, so she went ahead and looked further into it and saw feet, human legs. And according to what they're saying, he was positioned in the toilet like this, like he climbed in there. Now, the strange thing about the toilet systems back then, this was, by the way, I believe in China or Japan. I can't 100% recall, but it's like a U-shaped tube, right? So the way that he got in there was he crawled inside of the toilet, literally to look at women or girls. This was a school, so young girls, while they used the bathroom. And then he ended up getting on. Now, they were able to identify the man. It was a 26-year-old man. And by the time they had got him out of there, they say he had already been deceased for like 2 or 3 days. So I'm telling you, when I thought I've heard it all, I say this every.
Yeah, that brother is starving. All right. So China, Japan, that's not a surprise. All right. But again, lack of abundance is the message of today. Some men just lack complete abundance. All right. And they will do everything they can to sneaky fuck their way to punani, including this. Now, this is very low. I know that not a lot of guys do this, but they will be like, they'll do everything to say they won't pay, but they'll do this. They'll die in a toilet tank. All right, with dookie on them. All right, they'll die in a toilet tank with dookie on them. Like, dudes are really down bad out here. I'm like, dude, just get your money up. You could have somebody waiting for you at the airport, getting your clapping cheeks. You can get the punani right there. They'll get right on their knees, right when they're 20 minutes off the plane. All right, licking your ball sweat from the plane ride. They don't care. But you, on the other hand, no. You're in the toilet tank trying to look at dookie punani. All right, dudes are bad, man. These men are starving out here. Anything. I don't pay, coach. I refuse. Now you're down there dying in feces, teenage girl feces too. All right, I don't have my sound effects for starving, but it is what it is. Right? Oh man, people, man. Men are strange creatures. Apparently now, if you guys are guys that like to weight lift and be, my what do you call it? My gym guys, my buff swole guys. Are you guys those guys? And you like a little petite woman and you want her to help you out? Maybe you get I saw this little 4'11" Latina in the Houston airport. All right, little tightly packed thing. She was nice. She was a little muskratty in the face, but Nice little body. You like little girls, you know what I mean? Little women, maybe a little Filipino. Well, do not have her help you with your gym workout. Do not have her help you with your gym workout. So this guy had to find out the hard way right here that he liked little petite women, but he also wants her to, you know, spot him in the gym. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here. We don't need the volume, but we'll go ahead and show you. Matt, perhaps we'll use the volume. All right, here we go right here. All right, let me stop it right here for the non-gym bros. You already know he shit out of luck right now. He fucked up. So shout out to the Punjabi brothers that's over in India, our Punjabi brothers. So her little arranged marriage wife right here, lifting what looks to be, let me go ahead and count those plates just for the people that know. All right, for the people that know, I'm looking at, wow, we definitely got over 245. This is over 300 pounds for sure. All right, that's 315 plus. I mean, he's up to about 350. He's in the 350 range, 365. That's 365 pounds. All right. Where I know she can't spot this shit. So let's go ahead and show you what happened after that. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is not good right here. So I think you're dead, sir. Yep, you're gonna be Undertaker. All right. Oh no. Oh no. Bam. Strip the plate. Jeez. All right. Yep. Gone. Yep. I think. And oh my good. Oh Jesus. Oh, he's out. And he's quivering. Oh my goodness. Yep. Yes, sir. You almost recorded your death. There he goes. Yep. And where's the Mario brothers at right there? Just like that. All right. Yep. He was seeing stars. Yep. He was almost dead. I mean, I guarantee you 5-10 more seconds of that and it was a goner. 5-10 more seconds of that and he's a goner. All right. So shout out to the Punjabi brothers out there. All right. Who almost lost his life to his wife. I mean, you don't got nobody else that can spot you with 365 on the bar. All right, you know she can't spot 365. You know she can't spot that, bro. All right, but I don't even know what told you that this is a good idea. All right, you almost died, man. I mean, that was bad shape. All right, and definitely if you're lifting that type of weight, you definitely want somebody in the gym. You know, even if you know you can do it. I've heard of people going out like this, and I've worked in gyms for 10 plus years. You know, there was a football player from USC back in the day. Somebody might remember him. And he went out like that. He didn't die, but he got injured and messed up his NFL career. He was a running back. Was it Lindell White? I can't remember who the running back was, but he was a running back prospect. He ended up suing the university. And the universities basically had to lock all the athletes out of the gym because the coach gave him a gym key and he went in there. All right, he lifted some weights and he got caught up like this too, lifting weights by himself. And it was Joe McKnight. That's who it was. I think it was Joe McKnight. And so you could go out dying like that. And that running back from USC ended up suing the university. And I was working at universities at the time. They were like, do not give your keys to the athletes. Do not give your keys to the athletes. If you give your keys to the athletes, they could die or get injured. And now we're going to be held liable. You know, even if the athletes want to get in the gym, you know, don't let them go in there and lift by themselves. Okay. Don't go. So if you're by yourself, I know your ego is going to tell you, I can handle it. You know, I'm strong, but yeah, these things can easily happen. Easily happen if you, even if you're an experienced weightlifter, easily happen. All right. And then look at this. What was she thinking? And yeah, he about to go out, man, just like that. Just like that. Gentlemen, be careful. Right. Be careful, man. That is crazy. All right. Was that the last one? Nope. We got one more. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We don't need the volume for this one either, but we'll go ahead and play it because I think there's music. But gentlemen, relationships are very difficult. These are things I've been telling you, that these things happen in relationships and marriages, and you do not see it coming. These things happen to me. And of course, I wasn't perfect in my marriages or relationships by any stretch of the imagination. But this is a one that you don't see coming. I even heard a guy who is, I don't much respect him as a person, but he is very respected in this space. I've been heard that someone sent me a clip, I'll never play it, but that he's married. He's married. He's a man in this space. He's married. He says he goes through this. Okay. And he also tells you to do a lot of things, right, that are pretty interesting. He says that even he goes through this. So be prepared for this one. Not all people, but if you date white women, I mean, I'm not, my experience is white women will do this to you, but women find this interesting right here. Things that triggered me as a mom on the weekend. All right, here we go. Things that trigger me as a mom on the weekend. Part 1, the husband taking a nap. Oh, no. I'm going to tell you, man, this is true. I've experienced this one. And people don't know that this is real. All right, this is a real thing. Press 1 in the chat if you've ever experienced this in a relationship, particularly cohabitation and or marriage. All right, this one's going to sneak up on you and you're not going to know what to do. Now, the guy that I talked about in this space that is married also gives you dating coach advice. He attached this and attributed this to some sort of evolutionary psychology, right? This is evolutionary. Now, I'm not one to, talk about evolutionary stuff, but, bonobos and stuff like this. But essentially, what this stems from is what they were saying was that this means that he's not guarding the castle. He's asleep at the wheel. So if he's asleep at the wheel, she's going to feel a certain way. I don't 100% agree with that, but I can understand that perspective. I think this is more have to do with the fact that the things that women tend to do in the house tend to be minor details that they always have to do. The things men have to do are major, they're large, and they don't need to be done often. But when they're done, they're high capacity work, like mowing the lawn and sweeping up the cut grass. It's only be done once a month. However, it's a big undertaking. She's cutting veggies, right? She's slicing veggies. These are all little micro things that they do add up. I'm doing more than you. No, you're doing more small stuff. Okay. I'm doing big stuff that doesn't need to be done every day, but they're heavy undertaking. You're doing small things that need to be done every day. So you can't add up all the small things and compare them to all the things that we're doing. Okay. So, here it is right here. And yes, oh man, dude, when you're married, guys, especially with children, if you get married, nothing's going to piss her off more than you fucking sleeping at the wheel, sleeping in the middle of the afternoon, taking a nap. She gonna fly off the handle. Okay. She gonna start doing things like dropping forks and knives, slamming cabinets, vacuuming right in the middle of the living room. She'll put the kids and let the kids play right on top of you. Turn the television up. She's stomping back from the living room to the kitchen. All right, she's gonna start doing some wild shit. All right, this is one of the reasons why when I talk about no cohabitation, I would say never fucking again. It's like torture. They torture you, and all you thinking about is the in-house pussy you're gonna have, and that's not even gonna be that more spectacular than you could be as a single man or the JUCO. But I said, never again, bro. Never again will I put myself through this fucking torture, because they're gonna do, guys. This is going to come up. Yep, this is going to come up. They're gonna be like, and they'll be like, well, I had to work too, and they're gonna start comparing and keeping score. And what it's gonna do is passive aggressive, especially white women and and linglings. They're going to passively aggressively attack you through psychological torture. They're not going to tell you that they're upset with you taking a nap. And even if you bring it up that they're doing this on purpose, they're going to say they're not. What are you talking about? I'm not doing this on purpose. Press 1 in the chat if you've never experienced this. And by the way, there's a guy in this space. I won't say his name because I said I refuse to say 2 people's names ever on my stream. And this guy's one of them. He's married. He's married. He's been married for several decades. He says he can't take a nap in his own house. Right? Let me just clear this up. This is a guy you guys revere and respect. A lot of your follow my people, you guys watch all of these people. This is a guy that you revere and respect. He says that he can't take a nap in his house. Yes. Yes, this is a guy that tells you, like, you know, masculine frame, run game. And he says, he has a clip. I'll never play it because I'll never give these guys any shine. They fuck my shit up. But he says he can't take a nap in his house. He's been married for several decades. So this is a thing that, again, as people will say, my girl will never do this, and women will say, I wouldn't do that, guys. This is real. This is real. These are the psychological little tortures that you will have. And she will be victimized by this. She will say, well, I work too, and you're not doing this, and you're not helping. This is the things that erode relationships and marriage. Not falling out of love, not cheating. These are the things that erode the relationships and marriages. And she'll literally just say, you're lazy. I'm doing more work than you. I do more around the house than you. And you just fucking took a nap. Right? That's all you did. You just took a nap. You were like, oh, I'll just go ahead and knock off right here. And she will swear that you didn't do as much as her. Why? Because while she's counting beans, she wants you to count beans. But that's not how you evaluate who's doing what in a relationship. That is not how you value. You can't say, I folded socks, so I did more than you. When you completely completely dismiss the effort of the man all the way from the top to the bottom. You can't do this, but people do this. And yes, these do fracture relationships and marriages quickly. All right. Yeah. So we're going to move on. That is Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Okay, Straggle and Sniggle Theater. That was great. All right. Sorry for not the sound effects, but I am in Costa Rica. All right. Pura Vida. Buenos dias. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué okay? All right. Practice your Spanish when you travel. All right. Because I met this nice piece of calico in the elevator. And as she got on, tall, flat back Latina. She was in her mid-30s, so she wasn't my cup of tea. But she was a beautiful woman. She got on the elevator and I was stone-faced. People always say I look serious and shit. So I'm looking at her like this here with my resting nigga face. All right. So she didn't know what to do. She hopped on the elevator and I was like, hi. She didn't say nothing. And I mumbled, good morning. She didn't say nothing. I said, buenos dias. She lit up like a Christmas tree. Buenos dias. All right. I'm telling you, bro. All right, you never know, man, how to unlock the code. You know, me knowing how to say good morning in Spanish lit her up like a Christmas tree. All right, and all of a sudden she was like, she was leaking juice. I was trying to figure out, she was leaking Coronas and Modelos. All right, she was leaking all of a sudden. She was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, buenos dias. All right, she started eyes smiling and shit. All right, so learn a little bit of greetings, some simple conversations, some conversation starters, just not for women, but for people. And you will realize that, you know, they're like, oh, at least that guy respects my culture type of shit. You know, I can communicate that way. I don't know what hi is or good morning, but I do know buenos dias. All right, cervezas. Get the cerveza. She was leaking cervezas and tequila from last night. That 1800. She was leaking 1800s. All right, anyway. Let me get to the contributors to today's show, the important people. Okay, there's some chats from yesterday, so I don't know how far this goes back. All right, so NGN was chatting something. He says, PUA says, I'll teach you how to get hot chicks and sugar mamas for free on the major leagues, aka the JUCO CGA. Who? He says, then they auto ban CGA from being entered into their comments and live chats. You might have to put C.G.A to overcome that. But yeah, these damn men just are shitty men. And NGN says it would be great to see a debate between CGA, Matt Walsh, and or Steven Crowder on the JUCO versus marriage. Would you do a debate? He says all CGA has to say is there's no God in marriage and they'll malfunction. and won't know how to counter it. Shout out to Matt Walsh and or Steven Crowder. I used to watch them. I don't watch much of these people anymore because I'm really just focused on like my content. And you know, they're doing what they're doing, and not much stuff they say is relevant to me these days. But I wouldn't debate much of anybody on YouTube. And the reason why is I know how the Tradcons work. Steven Crowder, although behind the scenes he would have to admit that what I have to say about marriage he's experienced. Matt Walsh is not experienced very much in terms of women. And these men are snarky, passive aggressive, you know, silly men, right, at the end of the day. Although they're respected, and I do have great respect for people as content creators, Steven Crowder is a comedian. He has no interest in debating. So that would be debating like some of these clowns that are anti-manosphere or anti-red pill. Most of the stuff they're going to say is snarky attacks, passive aggressive. You know, they're there for comedy. They're there for that type of stuff. So it's not my best interest to go over there. And then the second part of it is you know, those men have a certain audience that they have to pander to. So it would not be in my best interest to go over there and to debate. I don't debate much of anybody. If I know it's just going to be a comedy show, we can have comedy and go back and forth with it. But if you're telling me it's a serious debate and then you're going to act like a clown, right, then that's not worth it. Right. So if we want to just go back and snap jokes at each other, and I could talk about how much of a Tradcon cuck you are, and then you can laugh at it, and then you could tell me how much of a bitter, angry man I am, and I can laugh at it, fine. All right, that's fine. All right, that wouldn't be a debate. That would just be a show. But then don't invite me to a debate and you're going to turn into a clown. Right? I'm not going to do that when I'm here being serious and you're here going to turn into snarky, passive aggressive, snippy, commenty clown. All right. And that's what people do on YouTube. All right. So I didn't make this platform to debate with anybody, man, niggas, women. All right. I say what I say and I keep it moving. But I don't have to prove anything. Society proves what I'm saying is mostly going to be accurately represented and depicted in people's lives. So internet debates don't, like PUA internet debate, that doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't move the needle. So what you're saying is I don't have time for that. So if two cows came through and one had a belly full of milk and the other one didn't have a belly full of milk, and you paid for the one that had a belly full of milk, you could have got the one that didn't have a belly full of milk for free, but you paid for the other one. See, so what you say? I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to deal with this. I mean, these are not things that I do, and I would want to get paid for these type of endeavors. Like, these would be endeavors that I would want big payment for. Like, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm not trying to debate people. I'm not trying, like, you see me debate. People can't say I'm scared of a debate or I wouldn't do well in a debate because you've seen me do it. So you know that's not true. I just don't see what the purpose would be, because let me just say, I've seen people go up there and they were two intelligent men to debate, and it turned out to be a dumpster fire. It turned into name calling and pulling receipts of, you know, do you know what an NFT is? And then it's the other guy, have you ever been to Disneyland and filmed a child? It turns into a dumpster fire, a clusterfuck, and then it turns into entertainment for Mickey Mouse niggas, right? It turns into entertainment for Mickey Mouse niggas. So now y'all looking at just basically who's going to get the best snipes in. And for the most part, then it comes into doing, admitting or at least trying to get someone to acknowledge an untruth, right? Wasn't it true that you said this? I don't know. Did I say that? You said it. I mean, it's just terrible. Yep, ad hominem attacks, and you can't get no bitches or pussy, and you can't do this. I just don't find any value in that. I've never done that. So anytime people start doing the dozens, I just step to the side. I'm like, I'm not just going to participate in that. But Mickey Mouse people want to do it for ratings. And oh, by the way, one more thing. These type of things never improve your viewership, right? These things never improve your viewership. So as much as people might say, I found you through these debates, I did that. I mean, I've done the numbers on just about everybody that has participated in these debates, and it's never bumped their viewership up or their subscribers, right? It gave them a slight bump, 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000. It has never taken people to 1 million subs. And that's what people think. If I do this and I take this man down, I'll have bigger numbers. And it doesn't necessarily happen that way. All right. You're normally going to do this by going into an audience. If you do some sort of debate that doesn't turn into a dumpster fire and you have a good rational conversation, you'll be more likely to improve your numbers through collaboration. But most of the time, not. All right. Even collaborations will bump your numbers up just a little bit. But no, it's mostly the work that you do with your audience and focus on your content that does it. So, yeah. All right. I'm not in here for that type of content. That content, I can't even watch that type of content, let alone participate in it. So that's why I've never really engaged in it, because it just comes into a name calling thing and then people clip it. And then, then you get a couple of thousand views and you think you've done something. And then you look at your subscribers and it's done nothing. Yeah, the quality of your viewers might not be the best type of like that. Then they're going to assume that's what kind of content you do all the time, which is this name calling, mudslinging, and dragging people across the room. They want to see that now. And then if you don't provide that, they're like, oh, you're just doing a live stream. We don't want to hear that. All right. Anyway, we got our brother here. Pro Legrand says, coincidentally, I delivered. Oh, wait. Okay. That was from the other day's show. So I appreciate through there. So let me see here. I'm not in my normal setup. For the people that don't know, I'm in Costa Rica, San Jose specifically. And I'm in a very safe location. Blue Bagger says, you're speaking facts, coach. He says, my ex had a shitty ass job working in the office making $40K per year and expects me to be home cleaning all day, ignoring I'm running 2 businesses and making 15 times per year more than her. Free agent lifestyle for life. Prime example. You make way more money than her, but she's over there counting beans at home on a Saturday. She wants you counting beans. She does. She calls that an equal partnership, right? She was like, this is an equal partnership. Really? That's equal? All right, because I'm killing it in the world, and I come home and I need to take a nap on a Saturday. I deserve it. I earned it. I'm not going to be up counting beans with you. Now, if you want that type of relationship, again, in the abundance mindset, you got to get rid of her because she's keeping score, but it's unfair. It's kind of like you letting the home team keep score. Right? Like, this is going to end up whack. And she will never see. And here's the thing. She will never see it from your perspective. Shout out to Daniel McGee, the brother of Jay McGee, and vice versa. Daniel McGee says, YouTube ain't shit without CGA. Thought it was going to be another long, boring ass day at work without your homie. But we here for you. I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. All right. I'm here for you. I could be walking the streets of fucking San Jose right now. All right. But binds need to get fixed. And the brothers need some content. YouTube ain't shit without CGA. I was like, y'all can't go 2 days without me. 1 day, yeah, but 2, nah. I owe it to you. Spark Water says, salute, coach. A little pocket change for the Latinas. Enjoy 2025. Level up. It's boss up season, man. Our brother Don Jose says, thanks for all that you do. The advice, he says, that I need is how to invest in your children is very helpful. That's going to be something we'll do on the money mindset. All right. The money mindset. But let me give you a quick blue chip. Whatever you invest in your children, it's never going to be paid back to you monetarily. And they don't need to pay you back. Also, do not expect that because you're paying into them and investing into them that they're going to take care of you when they get older. But what you want to do is improve their opportunity by giving them options. And then that in turn will make them a productive citizen. Then they'll be less dependent on you as they age up. So, kids that go astray, what they'll do is, they'll take a gap year after high school, right? These are all disastrous models. All right. These things are all going to fuck the kid up. You tell them to learn how to bag groceries, to learn how to work minimum wage. You tell them to get a job so that they can pay you rent back because you're a fucking loser. You tell them college is a scam because you never saved for your kid to go to college. You tell them they don't need you're telling them all these things so that you don't have to invest. You'll tell them, I don't want to give you things because it'll spoil you. These are all loser mindsets. And it simply is because you're doing it not because you don't want to spoil them, but because you can't. You have to understand the difference. It's kind of like, I can't date skinny women or fit women, so I don't like them. I like fat women because that's all I can date. Like, that's all I'm going to get anyway. So that's what I like. You see what I mean? It's the same thing. And thus, what you will find is this. This is what you'll find. You'll find that these kids are going to require more care until their 20s and 30s than the kids that if you invested into would. Okay, so you'll find that the kids that you don't want to spoil, the kids that you say they don't need this, they don't need tutoring, these kids, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, these kids you'll be supporting them in some form of way all the way until their 30s and even past that, especially daughters. All right, because if you do this to your daughter, she's not going to get on her feet and choose the right person to be with, marry, or get the right career. She's going to be a fucking loser until her 30s. All right, working at Subway and shit. When she had other alternative, you could have continued to invest in them. Daughters are going to fucking slip through your fingers. They're going to start dating the wrong guys, right? Being with knuckleheads and nuts. And you'll be taking care of that motherfucking daughter. That daughter will bounce back and forth from nigga back to your house, from bad relationship back to your house, to divorce back into your house. Yep, from selling pussy back into your house until they're fucking 30. And these are the parents that refuse to invest in their kids. They see it as a loss. Well, that's a loss, or that's too much, or I can't afford it. The kid's gonna fucking be a loser, right? Just to let you know. All right, so yeah, man, your son's kid will afford this type of thing. So parents really have to look into themselves and say, are you not invested to your kids because you don't think you should, or that you can't? If you can tell me that you can't, then we can have a discussion of why your dumbass had them kids in the first place. Okay. Now we have more slaves. Okay, so what did you think was going to happen? Kids were free. Men, this conversation is for you too. This conversation is for you too. So, you know, but investing in your kids will make it so that they don't depend on you. That doesn't mean you're going to stop investing in them, because yes, you might just well pay for their wedding. You might just well pay for their down payment on their first house, right? Or you might buy a house for them, but it's in your trust account. You see what I mean? But kids are expensive. And when I hear people saying they don't need to do this and they don't need to do that for their kid, I'm like, dude, y'all are just raising losers at this point. And yes, shout out to our brother here, Sky Daddy 444444. VMAD says, this reminds me of a throwback coach in Cali in 2018. He says, don't need all that tech, you him. All right, I'm not sure what that is. He says, this is when the legend took off. He says, all glory to the Most High. Shout out to you. I don't need all that tech. That's what you meant. It's just me, microphone, no sound effects. This is definitely going back to 2018. And King K said, what's up, coach? The GOAT. He says, you have encouraged me to boss up, and I've got plans for 2025. The haters can't know yet. Boss up. Enjoy Costa Rica. He says, can you tell an admin to unshadow ban me when you get a chance? I ain't do nothing. All right, King K. I know I'm going to be on that mission here. You might have to remind me like one more time. All right. So we can find out who you triggered. But yeah, the biggest thing is I find that people sabotage themselves by saying things like, I can't afford that. Listen, there's a thing about can't afford that. But there's also, you can't afford shit. Right? It's not that you can't afford that. It's that you can't afford nothing. Like, okay, why now? Let's figure out why. Why is that the case? I've had to look into myself too, because there was a point where I was living like that. I can't afford that. So what did I have to do? I had to change my lifestyle. I had to change my philosophy. I had to change the way I did things. And yeah, it took a while, but I changed it. Then I figured out money karma. Right? Money has karma, just like people. I had to change that. I had to change it to the point where I remember I used to buy, like when I was buying YouTube, like stuff for my YouTube, I would be like, is it that important? Is that important? Do I need lights? Do I need mics? Do I need good audio? Do I need a compressor? Do I need this? Then I started doing it. Said, fuck it, I'll just do it. Do it. Bait the show better and better and better. Then when people come into the show new, they see somebody that is invested in themselves. So I could have tricked it off. I could have did whatever I need to do, but I could have said I don't need all that and had the same show I had in 2018. Now, let me tell you, there's content creators that was big in 2018, comparatively, not as big as people were getting in this space or in YouTube, but there were people that were the shit in 2016 and 2017. Those people I saw never invest in their show. They still have the talking head, right? This is their show still. Hold up for a second. This is their show right now. They're still doing this show from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. And then what happened was people started to elevate above them. And then they started to say, well, I'm the originator of this and we need to get respect and put respect on our name and shit, right? But this is your show for 6 years. And then 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Nigga, you've been on YouTube 5, 6, 10 years. And then that's still your show, right? That's still your show. Well, guess what? Accordingly, people aren't going to respect you. Still making car videos in 2025. You're going to lose respect. Whereas other people figured out they're going to follow the Myron effect, where Myron invested $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in equipment to where his show took off basically for production value, number one, and him investing in, girls and studio equipment. His show took off. Then people started to see that and say, okay, in order for me to do a show or to at least copy that format, I'm going to invest in lights, equipment, and tables and studios. Now they're going to get more views. They're going to get more views. They're going to get people respect them a little bit more right off the rip. They got lights, they got everything else, but you're still doing a show like this talking about why you not listening to me, why people not respecting my name and my content. But you're just like right here. This is just part of the, you can't afford it, but you can't afford not to. You can't afford not to. When I hear I can't afford it, what you should say is you can't afford not to do it. And then you have to figure out what those things are. You can't just throw money at everything. However, you can't afford not to invest in yourself. You can't afford not to invest in your children. You can't afford not to do certain things. It's not the price that's making you priced out. It's that you can't afford not to, and you don't want to elevate and boss up. These are some of the points that I want you to understand. Shout out to Chris Mack is in the building. If y'all visit Duke, they got plenty of ling-lings out there. Yes, they do. All right, but I don't have to go that far. I could just stay in Irvine. But yes, indeed. Shout out to our brother. I need money. Says shout out to CGA for the boss up opportunities. That's all I'll say about that one because that's all I understand on that message. But shout out to you for the boss up opportunities and me. I believe that's what you said. And we can get back to this part of the show. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah, audio is everything. A quick money mindset. Yeah, your video might suck, but your audio must be on point. Okay, people will watch a bad video with good audio, but they will not watch a good video with bad audio. Write this down. That was when I learned this early in YouTube. I learned that in 2019 when I was thinking about buying a mic for like, what, $20? It was like a Blue Yeti mic, which seemed like a big expense for my YouTube career. But let me say it again. People will watch a bad video with good audio, but they will not watch a good video with bad audio. They will not do it. If the audio is shitty, forget it. You could have all the lighting in the world. But see, today, like my audio is pretty bad. Like it's, you're hearing feedback from the mic. You're hearing echo. But people will watch a bad video with good audio all day long. They'll listen to this shit. They'll listen to this. Okay. But they're not going to listen to, you know, sound effects and ambilamps and, you know, roughed up audio. They're not going to listen to that and choppy audio and shit. They ain't listening to that. Right? They'll be like, next video, skip. So always invest in your audio, number one. You can get the lighting later. Audio, number one. If you got a shitty mic, forget it. All right. So anyway, let's get on to this part of the show. What is it? I don't even know. All right. Only got a few videos because I'm only going to be here. Oh, I know I'm not going to make the end of this show because I got to go. Gotta go. I got shit going on here today. But let's do this. It's an evil world we live in. Let's get some banners up. It's an evil world. And study your craft. I study YouTube, so that's how I'm somewhat good at it. I've studied the best of the best. All right, here, a sign of the times. Is this the good, bad, or ugly, or what? According to Date Psychology, it is said right here, it found that 45% of men age 18 to 25, we would classify that here as Gen Z. They've never asked a woman out in person, indicating a major change in traditional dating behaviors. The normies are catching up. And it says right here, the research suggests that heightened risk aversion, driven by fears of rejection and social repercussions, is a major factor in this trend. In contrast, 74% of women aged 25 and below expressed the desire for more in-person approaches, pointing to a clear discrepancy between male hesitation and female expectation. And of course, some comments, no girl worth it. No girl worth it these days. All right. The worst they can say is no is a lie. It gets a lot worse. We're going to actually try to prove that out here in a minute. This guy says it's because of social media. People's skills are terrible now. And this guy says, I asked 15 girls out at the same bar in one night before. Okay. Thank you for that, but that's nice. Prawn and OnlyFans has a lot to do with it. And I wish they showed this stat 10 years ago. All right. So there we go right there. We have this definitely risk aversion behavior here, but I don't think they're really diving deeper into what's going on here. Okay. So we know these things to be true, and this space have been definitely ahead of this. We didn't need this study to know this. Thus, this is why we have dating coaches. Dating coaches are basically here to try to cure men's risk aversion. But I think this has more to do. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me express this too. They also talked about the law. Okay. You know, I might get rejected. They might think I'm a creep. They may call the police. We've seen these things happen, although they are very rare. These things are happening. And thus, when they do happen, you know, men lose their jobs. Men are getting recorded. So men do see these things and go, oh, that's a little too extreme. And it's normally like a regular interaction taken out of context. You also have men that are just socially awkward themselves, and they're being encouraged that if they go out and approach women, that they will learn how to talk to women, which I disagree with. Again, you can debate that all day long. I disagree. This is not how you learn to talk to women. That's not how you learn to introduce yourself to a stranger. But it does allow you to try to work around the rejection, right? If you're cold approaching and door knocking and cold calling, you're going to get the exact same result. It is a low return of investment activity. That's why I think cold approaching a massive amount of women is going to be counterproductive. It just doesn't return the cost of the investment or the investment in time. Now, if you are in a situation where a woman is near you and you guys are in an elevator, like I described earlier, that's different. That's not a cold approach. I don't qualify as a cold approach. That's more of a warm lead, which leads can return into investment. You can get a sale on a lead better than you can on a cold call. But that's not a cold approach, all right? A cold approach is a woman not expecting it. You came up from behind her in a grocery store line, and she wasn't expecting a conversation at all, and then you tapped her on the shoulder. That's a cold approach. Okay, so you have to really qualify what is approaching women, what is asking a woman out, what is asking a stranger out, what are we advising men to do when they're looking at it? Is they're trying to just say men are risk averse. I think it's more than that. I think men just don't see the value or the return of investment approaching women in public, because most of the time the woman's doing something, you're doing something. You don't have the time. It's got to be a quick interaction. So you got to figure out what you're going to say. Some men don't know what to say. Some men have tried this and said, you know what, this is just not what we're dealing with. And it does go into the abundance conversation. Men who lack abundance tend to use desperate tactics. Women would love for a man to approach. They're saying we would love for a man to approach. We have to qualify that statement. They would love for a man they would be interested in to approach them. Not strange men, not creepy men, not men that they don't want to approach. So they want to be asked out, but they are still qualifying the guy. Top 20% male, approach me. You're not the top 20% sexual harassment. We know this is true. You're creepy. We're going to show you some video here to relate to this. But men who lack abundance tend to use this model. You would think it's the opposite. Guys will be like, I'm a player. So since I'm a player, I can approach more women and I could just keep my rotations up. I can spin plates. But it is actually the opposite. If you were a player, wouldn't you have bitches? Wouldn't you have girls? Right? Or are you oftentimes just using this pump and dump model where you're constantly having to replace your rotations and spin plates, which would make then, how do you have time to approach all these women? Women will see you as desperate, especially if you're not that type of guy. So it is a very good possible debate. This is where people want to debate me on this one. I look at time as very valuable to me. Also, pride is very valuable to me. Thus, the majority of women in my space might not be attractive. Or if I'm approaching them, am I giving them leverage, right? It's a regular average woman. I think I'm above average. I approach her. She rejects me. Where does that put me? Men will say, I shouldn't care about this. Thus, men care about it completely. Men care about this particular thing. We're going to give you a video here that kind of sums this up. So let's go ahead and show this video related to this. Is this good, bad, or ugly? We know that this is true. We know that this is true. Men have pretty much given up on dating in general. They certainly have given up on relationships. But the old days of approaching women in public is pretty much dead. All right, it's dying. It's a dying skill. And oddly enough, the women saying that they want men to approach were the women saying they didn't want men to approach about 10 years ago. Am I making this clear? Okay. The women that saying now, oh, I want men to approach, have already experienced the cock carousel, dating apps. They already know dating apps suck for them now too. So they're just getting the creeps, just jumping over there. So now they're like, okay, we want to keep, so they keep moving the goalposts. Now we want men to approach. When they would be like, these men are approaching us and they're thirsty and starving 10 years ago. But now that they know that that's not favorable for them, now they're like, I just want a man of my dreams to approach me. But are they giving, I think for the women, I've actually criticized them. Are they giving you what you need to approach them? Are they giving you those choosing signals? Are they giving signs of interest to you? Are they presenting themselves as the woman that you want? Do they look like a whore, a skeezer? Are they in pajamas? Are they dressed up? Are they feminine? What are they doing? How do they respond to her approach? Are they being taught how to respond to her approach? No, they're not. They're just saying, approach me, AKA roll the dice. Okay. They're just telling you roll the dice, shoot your shot, which is not going to be. Men hear this and they go, see, more women want you to shoot the shot. I'm like, dude, they're not. That's a disingenuous way to tell men to approach. Okay. That's like saying play lottery tickets right here. Yeah, just take a chance. You never know. It's like playing the lottery. Well, you can't win if you don't play. They're not setting themselves up to say, okay, we'll be better about how men approach. Like we won't yell, laugh, scream, become uncomfortable. We won't say, I'm shy. We won't say, I have a boyfriend as a default response of no interest. You know, bitches are out here in slides and pajamas and y'all approaching them. I can't tell you how much I disagree with cold approach. If this bitch is not even prepared to be approached and you approach them and shoot your shot, what does that do to the dating marketplace? What does that do to the mind of a woman? I could be dressed in any damn thing, give no effort, and you'll still say, oh, you know what? You're my type. Bitches in pajamas. She ain't even wore no goddamn makeup. She ain't even put herself in a position to be approached. What does that do to a woman? I could just come out here and dress like anything, and these niggas will approach. Like, come on, bro. We need to really shape up this conversation about this approach thing, because we're really not making it fair for the man and certainly not for the woman. All right, so this woman ain't jumped in the shower, and you haven't qualified her yet. You're approaching her. All right, I just disagree with this. Now, for young men, we need a conversation about the young men, so we're going to do it here. Okay, I'm definitely not making the end of my fucking stream here. I'm supposed to wrap up at 12:30 Central Time. Okay, so here we go right here. Here's a Target speed run. This is a young guy, Rizz glasses. He's going to approach several women, and don't care about rejection, guys. Rejection is nothing, which is a conversation amongst itself.
Damn. Hey, excuse me. Honestly, I just think you're really cute.
Oh, thank you. I have a boyfriend. Yeah, I do.
All right, take care.
Yeah, you too. Have a great night.
You too. Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just think you're attractive. I just wanted to say what's up. Yeah. How old are you? You do?
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Hey, excuse me. I did not want to leave without talking to you because I think you're attractive, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm just trying to shop.
Just trying to shop?
Oh, sorry about that. Audio. Okay, so let's just take these first three approaches. Okay, let's just take these first three. I think both of them are in the dead wrong. Okay, so number one, the guys that are, you're going to Target, you're not even shopping, you're just approaching women. I don't think that's the best way to solve the issue that we have here. You're not even shopping, bro. I'm gonna tell you, man, if you had a shopping cart and it was filled up, or you were at the mall and you were holding shopping bags, this conversation would be completely different. But guys aren't doing that. You're just going from woman to woman to woman, going to you're saying this is how you learn to talk to women. I disagree. You're using the same three lines and they shut you down, same three lines. And then as soon as they shut you down, oh, okay, and I'm out. Which doesn't show that you were genuine about the approach. Not even to fucking sleep with her. It shows that you're pump and dumping. And every woman inherently knows this, right? So they're going to shut you down. So you're not even interested in doing, they're shopping. You're not even fucking shopping. You got no fucking grocery cart, nothing. Women know what's going on. They're going to shut you down. Even if they're interested in you, they're probably going to shut you down. Rejection is their default setting. That's number one. Number two, these women are young women. Young men, young women, they don't even know what to say. They should be anticipating approach. For the 75% of women that would like to be approached, they certainly don't look like they expect the approach. Right? So again, that's why I think these numbers don't tell the story. 75% of women would like to be approached. She's approaching her, and look at her. She fucking frozen and deer in headlights. Bitch, what's your name? Like, what the fuck? It's not that hard. So are the women prepared for an approach? The answer is no. They're not even prepared for it because they haven't done the work necessary to prepare themselves. Even if they didn't want the approach, they're still not prepared for an approach, which they're supposed to. This is why I say you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then as the guy, I'm supposed to overcome this. Oh, okay, that bitch lying. She really don't got a boyfriend. I got to stand here and go toe to toe with this shit. She showing me her back, her shoulder, the back of her head. I'm supposed to stand in there? I don't think so. Abundance mindset. This is a lack of abundance skill. Okay, now I got to fucking drag her around, and she in fucking booty shorts and the sweatshirt. She ain't even take a shower. Like, dude, this is desperation. This is not a manly skill. This is showing that you don't have abundance. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is insane to me. But dudes will swear up and down that this is a tactic that works. I disagree. Highly disagree. This is why women aren't getting an approach. Watch this. Right here. Right there. Who wants to approach that? Who wants to approach this? She obviously don't have her eyelashes on, but if you approach a person and they look at you like this, it's fucking done. Or you might as well bounce. Oh, hi. She is expecting her approach, but she obviously sees that you're a sneaky fucker and she's shutting you down. She's shutting you down. All right. She's shutting you down, bro. Like this, she's not prepared for it, nor is she interested in you. So it's cooked. Now, anybody that tells me you're supposed to overcome this with the mouthpiece, guys, you're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. I'm not, no, bro. I don't deal with disrespectful people. I don't deal with this. I do not encourage men to deal with disrespect. Because what is the point after that? Most of the time, you know this is not going to go well. Right? And now you're going to have to beg her. Now you have to beg her. But now you got to overcome this. No, hell no, guys. No. And now you're starting off let's just say the relationship worked. You got a relationship. You started off on lack of abundance. She's going to assume she could do this to you at will. All right. Yeah, man. Somebody said overcome being broke. Exactly. All right. Let's continue here. And also these guys say they don't pay for pussy. All right. So, which is mind boggling to me, but go ahead.
Without talking to you because I think you're attractive, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm just trying to shop.
Just trying to shop? All right.
He doesn't know women at all. Let's continue.
Excuse me, miss. Honestly, I just think you're really pretty.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Adenise.
Adenise? Are you Hispanic of some sort? Let me
I
guess.
can probably be your mom, so let's just stop right
You could be
there.
my mom?
I can probably be your mom.
That doesn't scare me at all. I
Well,
like
am
older
married.
women. Oh, you are? Damn, that's a big ring. He must love you for
But
real.
thank you for the compliment.
And no problem.
Man, I tell you, man, everything's wrong with that. I know guys will say, well, I would do it better. Okay, but everything's wrong with this about how you deal with people and how you understand how to talk to people and women. Number one, sneaking on them almost never works. They're automatically going to be defensive. All right, I don't care if she's your type or you're her type. You're sneaking upon them. They're not expecting it. All right. Obviously, they're dressed for a relaxed day. And here you come with no shopping bag. You look crazy. All right. You look crazy to them. Then you come up instantly with a what do you call it? A compliment. You're my type. You're attractive. This is a L, bro. This is a L. Because when you lose this one, you gave her a free fucking validation. And she didn't even try today. She's in sandals. She got her ashy feet. She ain't got her pedicure. She ain't even try to get dressed. She's not trying. And you gave her a compliment. And then what's the next thing? As you saw, he started getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So these guys will say rejection doesn't phase them, but you start seeing them approach more and more uglier women or older women, mills, fat chicks. All right, slump buster, booger wolves, knock knees. They start approaching up here, and then eventually they whittle it down, and they're approaching old bitches. And they say the rejection doesn't. Yes, it does. I'm seeing it real time. You started off with teenagers, and now, or you started off with legal age teenagers, and now you're approaching a 40-year-old married woman. See, this type of thing is showing that men are just trying to approach women. They're not trying to live life. This is lack of abundance. Abundance doesn't mean just women. Abundance means life. You have life abundance. What type of broke nigga is in Target approaching multiple women? They can see you coming. You don't have an abundance of life options. So why don't you fix that first? Then you can perhaps fix your problem with approaching women. You're approaching 4th and 30 women, desperate women, fat women, cockeyed, knock-knee, booger wolf. So they'll say rejection doesn't hurt, but they'll just slightly start sliding down the scale and then giving them free validation, fucking up the whole marketplace with these women. This 46-year-old woman's going to say, oh, I had a 22-year-old guy approach me. I mean, this is just they don't understand this. They don't understand this. If you're broke, just say this. You just don't have an abundance of life options and the options with women and putting yourself in a better situation. Life abundance. Read The Free Agent Lifestyle. It is very, very easy to figure out what life abundance is. You don't have no fucking hobbies. You don't have a job. You don't have a places to go. You don't have any club membership. You don't have a place that elevated you in the status society where you have women available to you. You can't get on an airplane. You can't travel to another country. You don't have any hobbies. You don't have any interests. You don't have anything to do today. You never have anything to do. This is life abundance. Life abundance. You don't have shit else to do but this. You know what? Women inherently can understand this. They can feel this. So they'll use you for that validation. They'll smile and you say, hey, I learned how to talk to a woman. I gave her a compliment. Young guys, listen up. When you turn 26, this shit is not going to work that well. You're then going to have to go to drunk women. Now you're going to have to go to drunk women in bars and nightclubs. That's all you'll have left. That's all you'll fucking have left. All right, so that's an indicator of what's happening here. Guys just don't have abundance. So they're desperate. And they use desperate tactics, and they'll convince a guy with life abundance to use those tactics. You don't have income, money, discretionary income. That's life abundance. You don't have it. You have nothing. And so then you'll convince me with something to do it, and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. All right, anyway. It doesn't make sense to grown-ass men. All right, this woman here is going to talk about it too. Let's see how many more videos I got, because I gotta move on. I gotta matriculate this ball down the field. All right, so this woman's going to talk about this as well. Basically, she has a friend, a male friend, and the male friend does not approach. All right, he doesn't approach. I think he was using dating apps, but so she tried to convince him to approach women in public. All right, so these are what I call NPCs, normies, oxygen thieves, and mouth draggers. They basically talk, but they're not making sense. So let's hear what this woman has to say for 40 seconds.
Best guy friend just got out of a long-term relationship. He's 32, doesn't really go out anymore, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. He's, a responsible adult at this point in his life, has a job, has a house, blah, blah, blah. He's on the apps, and I hate the apps. I'm like, get off the apps. Why are you on the apps? Then he's like, well, how do you meet people if you're not on the apps and if you don't do anything? And I'm like, it's a fair question, sir. I don't know. Like, I don't know, the gym. And he's like, well, do you want guys talking to you at the gym? It's like, no, you don't. My thought is potentially the grocery store. That's the only option. Everyone needs groceries.
Okay, this is a great video. This is a great video, and it kind of drives home the point. Okay, you're talking to a 32-year-old man. He's got a house, car, job. He's got all of the things that he needs to be able to attract a suitable mate. However, women his age still fucking around, going to bars and getting drunk and living their life as they have an abundance of options for the next 25 years. Thus, at this age, it becomes very difficult. So the man's trying to meet women on dating apps, not in person. So the dating coach guys, the sneaky fuckers, will tell him he need to be out cold approaching. Not only the dating coaches, but she says it. Just go out and approach women outside. However, he's a responsible male. Oh, we left that part out. He doesn't smoke weed all day. He's not an ashy lip, black and mild lip ass nigga. He doesn't live in an apartment with popcorn ceilings. He's actually achieved what he needed to do in life. He's not broke. So why would a broke nigga, why would a guy that lives like this, that has life abundance, go out to a bar? Why? Why would he do this? He's already done this when he was in his 20s. He's looking for possibly a responsible mate, not a bitch at a bar. He ain't looking to get laid. He probably knows how to get some mahi-mahi out here. So she tells him, why don't you go outside? He's like, for what? Then she says, just approach women in public. Okay, where do you want me to approach them? She was like, the gym. Do you like men to approach you at the gym? No. Okay, shut the fuck up. See, this is what people don't realize. I've been saying this. Women are not prepared for the approach. They're prepared for the conversation about an approach. But when she even suggested that he approach women at the gym, she had to be confronted that she doesn't like when men approach her at the gym. This is what I'm talking about. Women are like, approach me. Okay, where? Well, not in the car, so don't blow your horn at me. Not at work, where you spend 60, 70% of your time. Okay, not at work. Where else that you want us to approach you? The gym. Okay, not when you're all, your face is beat red and you're sweating and panting and you got a sports bra that turns your titties into one mono boob. You don't want us to approach you there either. We're creepy if we approach you on the streets. If you're having dinner or doing something like that, don't approach you. Don't approach you maybe at the grocery store, but, maybe if you're... Okay. You see what I'm talking about? Like women, these same women are also on the dating apps. They're also on social media. They're also on Snapchat. So that's where they're getting the majority of their dates. The data is kind of improved. The data is proving this. This is where most couples meet online. Most couples still meet, and dates are hookup dates. JUCOs are done online. Most men are not wrapping that shit up and closing in person. So they're telling you to do one thing, yet the results are yielding another. The best that they can give you is if you approach 100 women, you'll fuck 3 of them. Like, this is where we're going here. So I'm just telling you, this is a sign of the times too, 100%. And mostly because women bring confusion and shit. So guess what happens, right? You're confused, they're confused, and then they basically makes a confused marketplace. They basically move the goalposts. Okay, we want men to approach. Okay, we don't want them to approach. All right, we want to just control it online. Okay, that didn't work. So let's move it back over here. All right, it is very, very tough. I know young men are like, well, how are we supposed to meet women? By building your fucking life up to abundance. Well, we shouldn't have to do that. I don't want women to chase me for my money. I don't want to lead with my wallet. What wallet? Nigga, your wallet still got Velcro on it and cartoon characters on it. Your wallet is empty. You can't afford a $150 date. You're 24, can't afford a $150 date. Go sit down. You got some work to do. You got some work to do. All right. You're going out where women are shopping, but you're not shopping. You got some work to do. You're not there yet, buddy. You ain't him. Go sit on the sideline. Go to war or something. Go get on the front line. Do some push-ups. You ain't him. Get your bag up. Because really, you can't afford a $150 date because all you got is $150. I bet you can get your dick sucked clean off with $150. But I shouldn't have to pay for it. You're paying for it anyway. You're paying for it now because you don't have abundance in life. You're still paying for it. You're paying for it because you got a cold approach, bitches. You're paying for it. Society will tell you where you stand. Women will tell you where you stand. The world will tell you where you stand. At the end of the day, guys, you're going to improve your life through abundance. Right? Right. You're going to improve your life through abundance, not through desperate tactics. These are desperate tactics of men trying to just get laid fast, and women know it. All right. It's not a surprise to them. So if they want to lay you, they'll let you lay. If they don't want to lay you, then you got to sneaky fuck your way to some pussy. Once you do that, you're going to get a little bit of a carrot, and then you're going to think this is how it's done, and then you're going to keep doing it. Martin Muhammad says, safe travels, coach, and have a nice stogie on me, but please, please, please be careful. We lose too many good brothers like KS too early. Yeah, man, I'm watching out. I'm watching my back out here. The hotels will watch your back too. They ain't letting bras come up to your room without no ID. So, yeah. All right. So, anyway. All right. They like, who that girl? All right. Give me her ID. That's how they do you. Daniel Mack says, I'm looking at hotels and flight packages for Costa Rica, San Jose right now. I'm thinking I'll go. You're going to go Easter weekend for 5 days. Do they have Lyft there? They have Uber. I don't have Lyft, so I don't know. All right. But they definitely have Uber. But sometimes the Uber might not pick up in front of the airport, or at least that's what the taxi guys will tell you. Rick from H-Town says, Rick from H-Town, coach, I believe it or not, they are selling work wives and work husbands Valentine's Day cards in stores. I said to the locals, he says right here, check it out. Have fun in San Jose. Good Lord. So work husband, yeah. Work husband cards. That's terrible. Iman says some money for your work. He says you read some of my chats without donations. Enjoy. Central and South America are amazing. And the Central and South America, although for the older people, we will always connect these countries to cartels and drug lords and this type of thing. But it's not that way per se. You can certainly find it in, when we grew up, Nicaragua and Honduras, and certainly places like Costa Rica also were known as places where coca was running crazy, or at least the drugs. And yes, there probably still is that there, but you can avoid all of that there. Don't let that scare you in your travels, but you do have to travel safe. Kim says your content has helped me in a very unique way. I'm a tech startup founder, and I need to understand relationship dynamics to be successful. Your content has helped me to do just that. Your comedian presentations coupled with unfiltered transparency makes it easier to digest. And while you might not agree with everything, you can certainly say that I do have thorough understanding of relationship dynamics between men and women, men and men, and women and women. You do have to understand dynamics of people and accept them, as opposed to start, you're forcing it down their throat. I'm going to force this down your throat. You will find that long term, that's going to be counterproductive. It's going to be, now when you're 20 and shit like that, it's going to work here and there. But as you get older and you're using that same technique, it's going to be counterproductive. You're going to realize you're going to waste a lot of time and piss yourself off. Or you got to really understand mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, and mode 4. All right, shout out to the legendary Alan Roger Currie. Alan Roger Currie has mode 1. We actually were introducing as men in this space to mode 1, but we never understood what he was saying, and you never invested in his message. Until I invested in his message, I did understand what he was saying. Although I didn't agree with some points here and there, the message was clear. He had a philosophy. Mode 1, direct. Be direct. And that's what people heard. All right, be direct. Approach the bitch. Tell her what you want. Tell her you want to fuck, and then nothing else. Obviously, most of us, we're turned off by that type of thing. We're like, no, that ain't gonna work. You're gonna get a sexual harassment charge. However, when you read about what mode 2, mode 3, and mode 4 is, now you understand mode 1 is true. Okay. Mode 1 makes sense compared to what mode 2 and 3 and 4 is, because a lot of you guys are mode 3 and mode 4. And you're approaching women. Right? You're approaching women in your mode 3 and mode 4, but you're trying to sneak your way around. You guys are trying to nice your way into pussy. And then eventually some of you guys are womanizers, if not womanizers, misogynists. So you hate women, but you're trying to fuck on them. Well, if you do that, just pay them for that. All right. But what you'll do is you'll try to go out there and approach women, and you think you're mode 1, but you're really mode 3, mode 4. Right? You really are mad at them when they reject you. How many people have done this? Where you reject, a woman comes up to you, or you go up to a woman, hey, how you doing? And she doesn't give you anything back. Resting bitch face. All right. Or she just basically dismiss you, which I think women shouldn't do that. They should have a better way of overcoming a cold approach. They should be prepared for it. But they're not, so they don't know how to deal with it. So they act immaturely. They dismiss the guy. They might say, please, or they might laugh at the guy. Well, as a result, if you're not mode 1 and being direct, and you're trying to sneak your way around, you're a pretender, or you're a misogynist deep down inside, you're just trying to pump and dump her and use her. What'll happen is when she rejects you, then you cuss her out. You reject her. Oh, you big body bitch. You ain't nothing type bitch. You a broke bitch anyway. Bitch, I don't even know how you think you could reject me type shit. So that tells you that you're not prepared even for this marketplace. You're trying to sneak your way and cheap your way into it. And then when you get rejected, you start to crash out on them. Yell at them. Anyway, you a saggy, cellulite booty bitch anyway. I don't know why I got with fuck with you type shit anyway. You lucky I talked to guys. Alan Roger Currie has a great book on this, mode 1 and the possibility of sex. If you want to understand and figure out who you are, you will know why then cold approach doesn't work for you. Right? If you're a misogynist, you don't need to be approaching women. If you hate women, you don't need to be approaching women. Please stay away from it, because you're desperate. Then you're going to reveal who you are once they reject you. Like an example of this is if you approach a woman and she shuts you down and you be like, okay, bitch, anyway, and you walk off. Dude, that's not that's not a healthy way to approach people. Even if you would just wanted to sleep with them, that is the worst thing you could do. Just shut off the communication and just, or if she doesn't want to talk to you, you be like, whatever, bitch, and just walks off. Yo, that's not healthy. You don't need to be approaching anybody, nigga. You need to be working on yourself and what's wrong with who you are. You have some personality flaws. You a shitty individual, man. Yeah, you're a shitty male. Okay, you don't need to be approaching anybody. Less telling men to approach. Right? That tactic is unhealthy, not only to the person you're approaching, but to yourself. That shows you have a lack of abundance. You're a shitty male. You're a parasite, and you have nothing to contribute to the society but dick. All right, crazy. It's crazy. So I don't get why you will tell people to do that, and you're saying pump and dump these bitches, but you're telling men to approach 100 women. Like, you're a shitty man. You're not even a man. You're a shitty male. You're a shitty male. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get on with this. Let's get on with it. We do have a couple more. Mr. Ant the Great says, pick people and choose what they want to use from the Bible. The Bible also speaks fact about being successful, having dominion, and living in abundance. Many people in the Bible that were the apple of God's eyes were imperfect people. People run with morality because it's the least effort. Yep. Morality makes the least effort. I don't have to make an effort in the world. I'll just be moral and I'll get my reward in heaven. I don't think God or the Bible or any religion ever says to do that. Like, you guys got to be telling me, man, that is not the answer. Right? I'm a morality my way to a better life. Or those people have, you know, you make everything that high achievers evil. High achievers are evil. Nah, you can't live like that. Because these people obviously are going to be in poverty for a long time. Morality is the least effort, right? You'll see people even debate me, or they'll come into my comment section and they'll say, well, at least, you know, God is the answer, or love is the answer. No, get the fuck out of here, bro. We're trying to solve problems in people's lives, and just dealing with that way is not the answer. Well, you know, God will fix it. No, motherfucker, he ain't. He lets people get blown up by motherfucking nuke bombs. He don't care. He ain't gonna fix it. He's clearly not gonna fix it. Right here. If you want to let your ass live in poverty and eat can of beans and get blown up, he'll let you do it. So he'll fix your life to become death. Right? Morality is not the answer. All right. Most of your superheroes, as Angry Man pointed out, the most highly moral superheroes, that was their worst. That was their worst quality. Their worst quality, morality. Angry Man, shout out to Angry Man. He talked about this, and many others probably talked about this. Spider-Man, he always used morality as a measuring tool. Batman was a moral person. Superman, morality. Those people, motherfucker, what's the problem with this? And when you reflect on it, well, when you're presented with it, okay, here's the evil person. They're trying to do something. Here's Spider-Man with morality. Okay, Spider-Man comes in and he says, we don't want that bad guy to do that. Most of the time, the bad guys aren't bad just to be bad. They're bad because they're trying to solve a problem themselves. There's a couple of characters that were just trying to solve a problem. They're trying to fix their problem. Sandman was trying to fix his problem, right? Other people were trying to fix their problem, but they were trying to go about it in a way that was self-preserving. What's the problem with morality? Morality often has collateral damage. Morality has collateral damage. So while you're looking to save everybody else, you will find that these moral characters destroy the whole fucking city, and they cause millions and billions of dollars of damage so that motherfucking one guy doesn't steal some potion and makes himself powerful or heals his problem. So people die, people fall off bridges collapse and get blown up to smithereens, buildings get destroyed for one motherfucking moral reason. So they solve that problem, but now collateral damage. Right? So while we look at it as we can appreciate moral people, most of the time their morality, I would say Democrats typically try to solve things with morality. Let's do what's right. Collateral damage on the other side. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, we solved that problem, but look at all the problems it created. Oh, well, then when you show them the problems it created, they'll say, well, that ain't my problem. Bitch, like what? Yes, it was, because you came in goody two shoes. Now he calls all these other problems because you are only thinking morally, but you can't just use morality as a measure. That's not the only measure, because people are doing things this way because there's collateral damage and they know it. But then when we change for you and your moral reasons, then we have collateral damage and you don't want to address it. You don't want to address the collateral damage. You say, well, that ain't my problem. Yes, it is. It is your problem. You created it. That's an example why morality can, on face value, does look like it solves problems, but it creates more problems. All right. Collateral damage is real. All right. So anyway, yeah, open the border because these people will come in and they'll be nice and they looking for opportunities. What's the collateral damage to that? This. Too much collateral damage. And then when that comes up, then they don't want to solve it. Well, that ain't my problem. Y'all fix it. Miles says that video proves the point of social life being dead in America, and the normies have no clue of what's really going on. It's so bad right now that good qualified men are being overlooked or not being noticed because of how socially bad Western culture is. Keep preaching, coach. And many other Western culture, many other cultures don't have the problems that we have in America. I think, women having rights, the way they have rights, feminism, first, second, third, fourth wave. First wave, you can understand what they were talking about. Although, yeah, second wave, it got a little radical. And we was like, these bitches is crazy burning bars. Third wave, we were like, they're off their fucking rocker. Fourth wave, but you see how morality corrupts? So morality, first wave feminism, it ended up being corrupted by the fourth wave. So morally, giving women rights seemed like the right thing to do until, look at the world we live in now. Look at the world we live in. Because now you had one thing and then people start building on top of that. And then it was building on top of it was building sandcastles now. Now we have the Western dating culture. That's a result of feminism. People will never say that. They'll be like, no, it's not. My whole book, The Evolution, was basically that. Hey, we have these problems in relationships because of feminism. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Right? We don't live in a world that is actually going to have modern, stable, traditional relationships with feminism on the side. You can't have both of those. You're going to have one or the other. All right. You can't have both. And America is proving that. But when I come to Costa Rica, the women are lined up. Hey, daddy. Why? Because they don't have feminism. So they're lined up. They're trying to do their best to position themselves to be with top value guys, not using guys, in a sense. It's a hard thing, brothers. So anyway, morality is not the answer. I will go to my grave saying that. Although we need good people, morality by itself is not the answer. And Joshua says marriage and cohabitation is counterproductive in today's world. Doesn't work. Not in an American Western way. And so I say, look, if we have feminism, we definitely don't have traditionalism. You can't have both. So I'm willing to live that out. Miles Morrow says Denver and Boston NBA finals future bet. What do you think? That's a rematch, isn't it? I haven't been watching the NBA like that, to tell you the truth. There's only like 3 or 4 good teams. So you might be right. And then we check PayPal and then we'll move on to the main event. I'm in overtime right now, just so you guys know. When we go right here. All right, I'm in overtime. And Calico's supposed to be delivered here at 1. So I have to make sure I end this stream and be able to jump in the shower because it's bad. But there's somebody's sponsor, so I need to acknowledge him. That is Kim. He was the one that says your content helped me in a very unique way. Shout out to KEM. And let's give you an acknowledgement, sir. All right. I'm not in my normal stream, so I don't see the screen like I should. But I need to acknowledge you. All right. Here we go right here. There it is. That's very loud in my eardrum. Very loud. And we got one more, and then we'll move on. It is Jahari says, salute to you, coach. What's your view of the hotel look like? I know you always got a great view. Okay. All right. So we're going to show you right here. This is my view right there. All right. Let me see if I can see the screen. All right. This is me in San Jose, Costa Rica. That's my view right there. All right. You can see the mountains up there. I got a great view. I'm up. I won't tell you what floor I'm on for you niggas to come up here, but you need an elevator key. All right. That's my view right there. That's Costa Rica down there. That's San Jose there to the left and to the right. All right. It is not a beach town, but to get to the beach, you go to JUCO. It's spelled Jaco. The beach is about 2 hours away. So this is not a beach destination here. All right. So that's a great view, huh? I'm up in the skies, in And by the way, Costa Rican chicas are something else. They're beautiful women. Beautiful women, beautiful Latina women. All right. So anyway, I'm not maybe going to put out a vlog. I'll try to, because there's not much to vlog. You're in the city here. Maybe I'll do one. All right. And let's do the main event. Let's get to it here. What are we doing here? The need for abundance. Never mess with 4th and 30 women. Shout out to the guy that contributed that to the chat. 4th and 30 women are women that are at their wits' end. They're kind of confused. They don't know where they are in the dating marketplace. Many of them might be considered single mothers, or they might be older, right? Older women. Now, in the world, if you have just a couple of dollars or an abundance mindset, you can get to women that are in their prime. But if you don't, you will have to deal with 4th and 30 women. It is a football analogy, mostly related to the four downs of football, which on the 4th down, you have to punt. Okay, that means you have to give up possession of the football. For women, if it's 4th and 30, they're still not punting. They're going to go for it. They're still going for it. They're still going for it. And not only that, they're going to fucking run a draw play or a screen, thinking that they're going to get the 30 yards to pick up the first down so they can get a new set of downs. But 4th and 30 in football category, like this has probably got a conversion rate for the analytic people of less than 1%. Less than 1% of the chance you're going to get this first down. Probably less than 0.1% chance of you getting the first down. The Detroit Lions will go for it. Chip Kelly will go for it. But 4th and 30, just give up possession, meaning that you have to now play defense. You have to change your strategy. You have to put a whole set of men out there, 11 men to go out there and then hopefully get 3. What are you going to do? You're going to have to get a 3 and out, or maybe play defense for the next 8 minutes on the clock. Whatever you're doing at 4th and 30, you have to change your strategy. However, women typically are 4th and 30 and they don't change their strategy. On 3rd down, they're 3rd and 15 and they're running the ball. Right? You don't know what they're doing. And so what they'll do is they'll get frustrated. They'll give in instead of changing their strategy. After 32, you have to change your strategy. Okay, for men, if you're dealing with this group of women, you're literally dealing with them. They're normally not changing their strategy. So then this means you're dealing with them in a lack of abundance. Thus, you're picking people that are desperate themselves. They facing 4th and long, 3rd and long, 2nd and 15. For people who don't understand this, if you're on a 2nd and long, you're in trouble right now. Why? First down, most teams run. I would probably guess 60% of teams are going to run on first down, with the idea that they're going to shorten up the 2nd down. So when their 2nd down is there, they're going to have more options on their playbook. So maybe on the first run, first down, you get 5 yards. Maybe you pick up 8. That means on 2nd down, your playbook is open wide up. You can run, you can play action pass, you can run a screen. You can do a variety of things at 2nd and short. Okay, 2nd and short. So you played your first possession very good. Your first play as well. This is your late teens for the ladies. Your first possession, you did good. You just matriculated the ball downfield. You pick up a good 3 to 5 yard run. Now you got 2nd and 5, 2nd and short, and now you got an open playbook. But if you run the ball and they stop the run, you know what I mean? They got 8 in the box and they stop the run. They push you back 2 yards. Now it's 2nd and 12 instead of 2nd and 5. Now your playbook is shortened up. Not many coaches, although many coaches got a 2nd and 12 playbook, they don't got many plays in there. So now you're 2nd and long. Most teams know you're going to have to pass. We know what you're going to have to do. You ain't running it. So that means the teams can now bring on extra defensive backs. Now I can go back and play a cover 2. I could go back in cover 4. I can play more defensive backs on a 2nd and 12. And you ain't going no huddle. So now I'm cover 4. I'm cover 2. I'm Tampa. All right. I'm Tampa 2. Motherfucker, you passing on 2nd and down. You're 2nd and long. You're passing it. There's an 80% chance you're passing it. So you see how you become predictable. Now, if you don't complete this pass, it's 3rd and long. At best, you're preparing the punt. You're preparing the punt, especially if you're down on the other team side, on your side of the field. All right, you're gonna punt this bitch. So I'm expecting a screen pass or some sort of draw, or maybe you're gonna fucking throw it. All right, so all I have to do is not let you get past the yard line, right? The conversion line. So all I got to do is keep you in front of me. Keep you in front of me. All right. I know you ain't going long. You're not gonna fucking Hail Mary it, because if we pick it off or knock it down, you punting for sure. So I know I just need to stay in front of you. Just keep me in front of you. I'll let you pick up 8 yards on a 3rd and 12. I'll let you pick up 8 yards on a 3rd and 12. I'm gonna let you get that play. I'm gonna let you run the ball, and then I'm gonna stop you. So I just need to keep you in front of you. You're not going long. It's just too risky. You're preparing the punt. 4th down, 4th and long. What the fuck are you gonna do? You ain't going for it. You ain't going to fake punt. You ain't even in the middle of the field. So what do you got to do? You got to punt. You got to actually give the ball back. 4th and 30 women aren't doing this. Let's show you an example. They're literally saying, hey, what's going on here? We need to act like I'm still on 1st down. They still think they're on 1st down, but they're on 4th down and 30. Okay, so shout out to the brother here. And if he wants to acknowledge himself, please acknowledge you, because that was a great comparison here. Here's a 4th and 30. Here's a 4th and 30 woman right here. Let's see what she has to say. Literally, I don't want to date. I'm with you, sis. I'm good. Okay, so here we go.
Or you're arguing. What's the point? What is the point? I've literally come to the conclusion that I am so terrified of dating. I don't want to date. I don't want to get married. I don't want to do anything. Men are lying, cheating. You can't express yourself, or you're arguing.
All right, let's stop her points right there. Shout out to this sister. Sister, you been on my mind. Hey, ma'am, lady, let's address number one, cheating. Men are cheating. Ma'am, at your position on the field right now, you're going to have to let some cheating slide. Ladies, I know y'all don't want to do it. It's hard to talk women into this, and certainly, yes, it would be different. It's different when women cheat than men. But if I have options in abundance, and you treat me like an everyday nigga, and I just decide to go get some pussy on the side and get me a 10-minute nut while I'm here in Costa Rica, and you're mad about that, there's something wrong with you, not me. Ma'am, you're 4th and 30. You're in desperation mode, and you don't realize that. You need something to happen. You need me to commit a personal foul for you to get an automatic 1st down. Like, you're going to need me to do something stupid for you to win. This whole thing about monogamy is just not real. And shout out to the monogamous people in the world. It is what it is. But monogamy is not natural, and it is not to be expected. And I think women expecting monogamy, they're out of their fucking mind. Like, why should I just make you the last pussy I fuck? It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Just understand where you at. Know your role. Shut your mouth. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to disrespect you and have bitches all in your face and play in your face. I'm not the type of guy that do that. But some up here talking about men are cheating and you're 32, 35. You crazy. You crazy. Especially if you want a guy that's going to bring some other value to you. Pay your rent, your bills. And you'll say, well, that's what a man's supposed to do. He also going to fuck other women if he's doing that. He's likely to do so. So I don't know what you guys still have out here. And ladies, if you want to cheat, go ahead. All right. Because the women are like, well, what if I do it? You could do it. And you know what the fuck I'm going to say to that? All right. I can say, well, I don't have to be in a relationship with you. Right. Because if you say something like this, I come to you, I'm a man. I'm going to pay your bills. I'm going to support you. And then I'm be like, yeah, but occasionally I travel and I fuck some Costa Rican chicks and maybe some girls in our town. And you'll be like, well, I ain't going to deal with that. Okay, go out there and you're 4th and 30. Go find another me. You can't. Go find another one. You're pressing your luck to find another me. Although you think you can find another me, but you're 4th and 30. Now, watch this. I'm with you. You're 4th and 30. I'm like, I'll do you a favor. I'll do something that nobody's doing for you. Here, let me improve your fucking life. And inadvertently raise your sexual marketplace value. I'm going to spend time with you, support you, pay your bills, and so forth and so on. But occasionally, Occasionally, you're going to go out and fuck a pookie behind my back. That is not providing that. That's not rescuing your ass from 4th and 30. He just giving you dick. Do you want to roll the dice on that? Is that what you want to do? Okay, so go ahead and fuck him. And guess what? Now you're not getting support. Go ahead. I think I should be able to do it. Okay, go ahead. As soon as you do it and I find out about it, I pull the rug from up under your feet. Now, I can call that shot. I'm over here on 1st and 5. Bitch, you went off sides on the first play. Now you homeless. Now you paying your full rent. Now you living here. Now you back at your mama's house. Go ahead. Now you back in an apartment with bars on the windows and fucking popcorn ceilings. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Like, you could go out there. Look, why am I supporting you and you fucking other dudes? You could do that being broke. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead, make that decision. But I get to remove what I was doing. Now, if I go out and fuck another bitch and you says, well, I'm going to take my pussy back home. Okay, go ahead. I'm still fucking some other pussy. You see what I mean? Like, yours wasn't that good for me to just commit to. I was doing you a favor. All right. Like, go ahead if that's what you want to do. But I get to make a decision regarding that. Your decision is now you're homeless. My decision is now I'm not supporting a bitch fucking a guy fucking a pookie. Sounds pretty clear to me. Make that choice if that's what you want to do. But the world is not organized around you being able to do what you want to do if a man's doing for you. You're 4th and 30. You playing the ball on the wrong side of the field, honey. So the cheating part is absolutely ridiculous and ludicrous. If you're a guy that doesn't have shit in abundance, you got to deal with a bitch that's cheating. Now you got to negotiate with her. Now you got to figure out how to keep her only for you, but you ain't supporting her. Okay, because you don't have abundance. Now you got to beg her so she don't go get digged down. I don't. I get to say, well, I anticipated this. That's why I have abundance. Okay. So the next part of that, it says she can't, let me see. She said she can't, she said men are cheating. She also said men won't let me speak my mind. Again, you're 4th and 30. You're 4th and 30. Ma'am, nobody wants to hear what the fuck you got to say, especially if I have abundance. What guy do you think wants to hear you call shots on 4th and 30? What guy wants to hear you call shots and thump your chest and speak your mind in your 4th and 30? Nobody. Nobody, even if I'm 1st and 10, I don't want to hear what the hell you talking about speaking your mind. You're talking about bitching and speaking your opinion, and most of it means nothing. It holds no weight. And most of it is just wasted breath. And I wasted my time listening to you speaking your mind. Ma'am, if you have leverage and options yourself, then you can speak your mind. What you will find is less men will probably date you. Less men are probably going to date you because they're going to see you for who you are. So you're going to be educated, smart, speaking your mind, and you're probably going to have a weak guy with no options or abundance. That's who you're going to get. You'll attract pookies, niggas that want to live off of girls, like, sneaky fuckers, like these type of guys. You're not going to deal with anybody that, like, if I'm 1st and 10 and you're 4th and 30 and I got to hear you talk, I don't have to hear that. I can go around the world and and not listen to that. Right? Yeah. Nobody wants to hear you speak your mind. Now, if you want to speak your mind, go start a woman's group, a pink hat, purple hat group. Go speak your mind. Go start a motherfucking fundraiser, a foundation. Go do something. Go plant crops in the community. Whatever you want to do, go speak your mind. Go do interviews on Channel 4 about how you're improving the community by planting crops in motherfucking, desolate areas. Do something like that. Don't waste your fucking breath on me. I don't need all that speaking your mind. I can find women that don't speak their mind, aka being bitchy. So you're 4th and 30. Nobody wants to hear your shit and you're pouting. I'm gonna take my ball home. And oh yes, this is probably a single mother. Why? I'm not saying that because she's black. I'm saying that 75% of black women over the age of 35 have children. So if she's over 35 as a black woman, the likelihood that she doesn't have children is slim to none, and Slim just died. Number one. Number two, the likelihood that she hasn't had an abortion and has children or has a is slim to none, and Slim just died. So it's slim pickings out there. Slim pickings. So if I'm not 4th and 30, I'm 1st and 10, and you're 4th and 30, why are you putting these demands on me like I'm a regular nigga? I'm not a regular Joe.
What's the point? What is the point? I've literally come to the conclusion that
she's just not getting her way. That's all. She's just not getting her way. And remember earlier where I was talking about this, where I was saying, in essence, I said, when you're married, you're going to deal with a woman counting beans on Saturday. Remember, I showed you this for the people that weren't here. All right, I showed you this right here. This wife right here saying that it says, who feels me? This is her husband after a hard weeks of work taking a nap. He probably works blue collar. He looks like he's a blue collar worker. You know, he works labor, which means his body, which is going to take a physical toll on him. And she probably works counting beans. Her work is not physically taxing. It might be mentally taxing, but, you know, but she's over here doing mediocre tasks that are important to the grand scheme of things, but they're not the most important thing. And she's mad that her husband's taking a nap. Like these type of things that we're talking about. When you lack abundance as a man, you got to deal with broads like this. You got to deal with them. All right. I had one and I got rid of her. I was like, bitches, if we're going to do, you're going to count bean. You're going to keep score our entire relationship. Okay, bye. Right. I'm going to find another you. And I said at the door, I said, I'll make money. I said, I'll make more money without you than with you. So you're going to see me do better in life without you because I was carrying the fucking load. Women don't count those costs. They don't count those costs. I'm carrying you, a full-grown adult, and you're counting beans, and you want me to count beans and not take a nap. So I said, you're replaced, you're gone, and I'll make more money without you. Why? Because I don't have to carry dead weight. Now, people think these things are bad. They think these things are bad to say, but you're dead weight. I was carrying you, and you didn't appreciate it. Now you're 4th and 30. Now you're 4th and 30. Okay. Now you got to sue me for my motherfucking YouTube money. I thought you was what? You were dead weight, but you were saying you were more important to me because you were doing so much work. Okay. Do that work on your own. On your own. Do that work on your own and see how much that shit carries the load. It doesn't. It don't carry the load. All that shit that you're saying you do more in the house. Okay, do that. Ladies, one more thing. The things you're saying that you do around the house, because there's a man there and you do more than him, you're going to have to do when you live by yourself. I don't want to remind you of this. When you go take your, so you're saying, I'm not going to do that anymore. When you go live by yourself, you're going to go fucking count beans and fold socks just the same as you were doing when you were with him complaining about it. You're going to have to order food and cook and clean and wash dishes, bitch. You're just going to do that. You're just going to do like 10% less of it. Well, I'm not going to do it for a man. Okay, do it all by yourself. All this whole thing about you saying, I'm not going to pay 50% rent. Well, you're not going to pay 50% rent with a man. You're going to pay 100% rent by yourself. Collecting food stamps on wicked EBT and scamming the government, or paying the majority of your fucking labor and work for 100% of the rent, which we know not a lot of women are doing. Some women are doing it. Congratulations. But you're going to be doing that by yourself. You didn't get out of the task. You just got out of doing a little for me, thinking you were doing a lot, but you didn't. You're still doing it. You're still at that goddamn laundromat, you know, doing 8 loads. And you got to get there at 6:30 in the morning before the Mexicans get there, and you ain't going to beat them. Because once the Mexican people get there, they're going to use all the fucking washers and dryers. And no, do not go out and go get some food from the Cafe Rio and then come back, because your fucking laundry is going to be on top of the goddamn laundry. All right, they're going to remove your clothes and throw their clothes in it. Now, did you improve your situation? Did your situation improve? Now that you got that laundromat all the way down the hall and you got to get up early or stay up late to use the damn thing, and do not let a, you know what I mean? You doze off for a nap and you wake up and all your fucking clothes are on the floor, wet. Now, did you improve your situation? No, you didn't. So better yet, how about you appreciate your situation? What I'm finding is that women don't appreciate their situation. A man with abundance and leverage will dump that bitch real quick. Ladies, you can do this for these punk ass men out here because there's a lot of them. Just dump their ass, man. You got abundance. You got leverage. You got options. Most of the time, these people are getting a good deal from you and still bitching. Last video, because I do have to hit these showers here. We have this woman out here, old women. This is an old woman right here. And as you can see, she definitely is on the Millie Mouth Muskrat part of the category. Calling your crush, gym crush 54 times, story time. 4th and 30. 4th and 30.
Lady called her gym crush 54 times, but I feel like in my 20s, that would have been rookie numbers, honestly. I remember, it's actually in my book that I wrote, but I remember this guy, I had known him for a long time, and like, he was just, he's still thinking about him. He was just so good looking. And this is story time. And then me and him finally got together and we hooked up, right? And I'm big. I was over 200 pounds at the time, and he turned me every which way but loose. In fact, at over 200 pounds, he had me picked up, twirled around, all this other kind of stuff, to the point that he pulled the muscles on the inside of my legs. So for 5 days, I could think about nothing. Every time I tried to sit down, all I could think about was him.
Let me stop right there. All right, there's 100% chance this is a black man. There's 100% chance this is a black man. All right. I wish I had my sound effects. There's a 100% chance this is a nigga. All right. Just let you know, and niggas don't have abundance. All right. So they prey on old grannies and fat women and shit like this. And they'll tell you skinny women ain't it, but they didn't have no option. He went for the easiest target. All right. And guess what? He didn't hit that fucking bottom. And guess what? Now she hooked. All right. But these ninjas will tell me they getting it for free. And there's the free women right there. And shout out to the guy. Look, you know, most men gonna hit anyway, right? They gonna hit. Most men gonna hit a freebie like this, all right? But ninjas be putting their back into it because they don't have abundance. They don't have abundance. They just go and take the easiest free commodity and then tell me that they got the mouthpiece and game and they a player and all kind of shit like this. All right, but there it is right there. This is living proof of what I'm talking about. All right, lack abundance. So you won't travel to go get beautiful women. You won't pay a date, nothing. All right, let me let her finish here.
And he didn't take my calls. He didn't take my calls. I called his work. I called to see if my pager was working. This is, back then. And I even picked up the phone to make sure my phone was on the hook because I was so sure that he was going to call me. So yeah, I've been there. After that, I was celibate for almost 2 years because I couldn't handle it. That lady called her.
Oh, sorry. So as you can see, she got turned out. So, there's men that have been talking about this 80-20 rule for quite a long bit. All right. And so that's 20% guy, a guy that she would let bang easy and gave her the thrill of her life. And what happened was she got pumped and dumped and she took her ball and ran. She took her ball and went home. Okay, so she did what this woman's doing. So understand this. When women are saying they want men to approach, they're talking about certain type of guy. When this woman says, these men won't let me do this, this is a certain type of guy. When that fat white woman said, he turned me every which way but upside down and around in the 360 and ass in a circle. And since I can't get him or anything like that, then I'm going to go celibate. You see what's happening here, right? So they're talking about a certain guy. It's always going to be that. And that's what you have to understand. Status, money, abundance, those guys, leverage. They want to get over on those guys. They want those guys to approach. They want those guys. If they don't get those guys, they take their ball and they go home and they say it ain't working. The man in the man challenges them and makes her try to do something. She don't want that. She want to speak her mind. She want to do it. And then want you to do what men do. A man's supposed to provide. A man's supposed to protect. A man's supposed to move you in. So she getting the benefit of the deal. Let you take a fucking nap on Saturday. She pissed off. She pissed off, man. So here's what we got right here. Somebody says she can't pair bond after she loses 5. Dude, this woman was 200 pounds and nigga still put his dick in it and piped it down, right? And she still like, okay, we're those type of guys. I want him. Went to his job, called him up. And guys, you can't even get a return text from some of these women. Look. This is why I tell you, man. And then we're going to wrap it up. This is why I tell you, like this shit right here. Let me see if I can find that lean. Sorry for the audio here. This shit, like if you have to do this, you at the bottom of the barrel. You got to admit, bro. You at the bottom of the barrel. If you got to chase women down like this, there's something wrong with you. This is why this doesn't make sense, because you're looking at the opposite where the women are messed up, and it's always with top tier, high status, abundance men. But you're running around fucking Target and telling grown ass men to do this. You ain't him, but you can become him. You can become him. Would you be like him? No, but you can become him. Right? The men that they want and chase, they will do everything to get him. They'll let you cheat. They know, hey, listen, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to have you provide. Thank you, daddy. Just don't play in my face. Just don't play in my face. All right, yo, let me do this, man, because I got to hit these showers. All right, but I appreciate y'all for being here and allowing me to have this show and this audience. Shout out to the people who are pissed off at me and mad. I don't give a fuck because I have abundance. All right, I don't have to prove point for people. You know, I don't have to punch down. If you ain't CGA, like if you ain't on my level, you don't even need a goddamn response from me. All right, don't wait to debate me, bro. Don't try to prove your little theory to be right. I'm a grown ass man. But if you disagree, nice for you. All right, I won't bat an eye or lose no damn sleep. All right, but you know what? PayPal wants to text me. Here we go right here. Let me see here. I got to read the PayPals, but of course they didn't sign me out. Now they want me to. I'm getting all kind of crazy messages here. All right, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Like people who disagree with me, trust me, man. I don't lose no sleep over you people because I have abundance. Like you're just one person. Maybe you're just 10 people watching my stream. I don't really give a fuck. If you're a woman that disagrees with me, who gives a rat's ass? Like, who cares, bro? And look at me and look at you. I'm not watching you. Like, you're watching me and disagreeing. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this information? Right? I don't agree. Who the fuck are you? You ain't me? Like, who? Why would I care about that, bro? Did I watch your video and disagree with you? I did not. The fuck? He says, kick rocks in sandals. Who gives a shit if you disagree with me? I got a large audience and a platform, a loyal group of men and women that watch me. And you're over there like, I disagree, coach. When did I give a fuck about that? When should I care about some shit like that? I'm over here doing what the fuck I'm doing. I'm in Costa Rica enjoying vacation, and you're telling me you disagree. The fuck I care. Like, I didn't make this platform for you to get a goddamn, I want to disagree with you. Let me tell you why. I don't give a fuck why you disagree. Like, it doesn't cross my mind. It bothers me more than anything. It's like, the fuck? It's like a gnat. You're like, I want to debate you, bro. I don't. The fuck I want to debate you for? Who the fuck are you? All right, so anyway, who the fuck are you and where did you wake up at? You're in Cleveland. I'm in Costa Rica. The fuck I care about you? You're in the fucking middle of winter, and I'm over here in the hot goddamn sun with some tan Latinas, and you're in the freezing cold, can't start your fucking van up. Talking about you disagree with me. Like I give a fuck. All right, like... All right, anyway. Woman, you're single and you're 4th and 30. Who gives a fuck what you have to say? I'm not watching your video. You're watching me. You clicked on my face. All right, anyway. Jesus. People think they important and shit. Like, I disagree. I have an opinion that you will not get said on my show. All right, anyway. If you disagree, then you either watch or don't watch. That's your choices with me. All right, anyway. All right, anyway. Shout out to our brother here. All right, we got one. We got Mr. William Lemon, and he disagreed with some money. So if you disagree, pay up, and you get your disagreement here. He says, respectfully, I disagree. Morality is not less effort. In fact, morals show character. Not about to sacrifice my dignity and get blood on my hands to get by. He says, build your house with a brick to prevent the wolf. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, those are two different things, but I get what you're saying here. Character and morality. See, character is different. I'm a gentleman. Like, despite the fact that I'm a red pill guy, I'm a gentleman at heart. So I do talk about the 5 male archetypes. And you would think a red pill guy would be like this player. I'm not a player. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't play games. But I'm a gentleman. I'm a true gentleman to the heart, and that'll never change about me. I'm a gentleman. So that shows character. Morality is subjective. Morality is often like based on some sort of religious context or God or some sort of spiritual deity, which has been all not proven to be real. So you have a moral compass, but it's this guy daddy. I have a moral compass, and it's this guy daddy. When we're in conflict, we fight. And we say, my sky daddy was right and your sky daddy was wrong. That's morality. It is almost always based on religion. Thus, it makes it subjective. So morality and character are not linked. Those are two different things, in my opinion. But I appreciate you respectfully disagreeing. Character is something that you do to show who you are. And it is not minus money. I can show character with money. Morality seems to be always absent of money and just, we're right. We're right. Now, if you say this, war is we are right. That is the basic principle of war, which most of them fought over resources and God. And many people have lost their lives over these wars, these we are rights based on religion, which is odd because we're supposed to be here living a moral life. So I think morality and character are two different things. All right, but if your sky daddy says these are the set of morals, and this one says, but my sky daddy said differently, then we are at war. Thus, now we're killing each other for morality, not character. Like wars aren't fought over character; they're fought over morals or resources. All right, so which is problematic, and not only that, it's subjective. I see what people do. It's good and all, but it's not enough, because if I got a gun and you have morals, who's going to win? You're probably going to do more of what I want you to do versus what you want me to do. I have gunpowder. The colonials, the white people, have proven this over and over again. And the white people over the last 400, 500 years have proven that gunpowder beats morality any day of the week. And not only that, if I have gunpowder, you can live my morals. Look at the whole goddamn Western Hemisphere. The white people had a sky daddy and a set of morals and guns. Now we live what white people live, Christianity. Okay, so our morality seems to be linked towards what? Not God, but gunpowder. But you got arrows and bow and arrows and poisonous darts, but my God has gunpowder. Now you're following my God. Now you're following my morality. Is it moral? No, it was gunpowder. It wasn't morality. Like, look how many Latin American people protest or claim to be Catholic or Christian. And these are fucking Native Americans, or what we call native people. These are native people. These weren't people who read Bibles for years, not until the conquistadors came in and fucked up shit. So now these people claim to be Catholic, and they have Catholic morals. Why? Gunpowder. Gunpowder. That's the only thing that separated their morality as natives versus Europeans' morality. Now they have European morality and fucking guns. All right, so might is right. So that's the morality argument. There's too many flaws in it. Character is different. Morality is one thing. And if they didn't want to do what the conquistadors said, they will be dead. All right, they're dead. All right, you don't want to follow my God, my morals, you die. All right, so morality to me, man, this is just a slippery slope. Character is great. Morality, not so much. Shout out to our brother here. Marcelius Brown says, Coach, you got me sniggling at my job on yesterday's stream about dates. Men, give CGA his MFing flowers. Stop being Mitch's. Hit the like button. Donate, you broke bums, and pay this man for his time. Coach gang for life. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. All right, because people, I'm giving some critical lessons and life lessons and some things that you can think about. Okay. We're giving you the pattern of success, and sometimes you got to pay for it. The dictator says, he says, bum rush that play that I called. He says, your QBR is negative 32. Yep. If you bum rush that play, all right, your QBR is going down, statistics, and your yardage is going down. Oh, my goodness. Yes, indeed. All right. Shout out to you. And our brother Jarvis Wright says, paying tuition coach. Thank you, sir. And I think we almost went around the corner. I got 2 more places to check. And you slaves, you're no different than the indigenous people of the world. You guys were given morality through the Bible and couldn't read the motherfucker. Like, think about this. You couldn't even read the Bible, and you practiced the morality of your conquerors. And you had people teaching you for up into the 1980s that couldn't even read the goddamn Bible. And you protest me as you're a moral person. The hell you're talking about, bruh? What? For 300 years, you follow morality and couldn't read from it? Like, this is wild, the wildness, the insanity, I tell you. The insanity of you telling me about morality. So, character is one thing. I appreciate that, Brother Brown. I think his name was Brown. Well, no, Brother Lemon. Yes, morality is one thing, but character is two different things. Right here. All right. Shout out to LL. This is Macaroni Tony says, the LL for the LL Cool J, I need love and U2FO Roxanne ninjas. Indeed. All right. Most people don't realize that most of their mates are picked basically off proximity. You can improve your mate selection by simply moving. You simply move around, you improve your mate selection. If you stay in Jacksonville, you only have what's in Jacksonville, which begs the question, is love real? If love is real, why do we only pick people that are close to us? Number one, that are like us. Number two, and that practice the same faith as us. Number three, and then fits into all these other standards, number 4, 5 to 20. Then love is possible. See, if love was real, Black women would fall in love with just about any race of man in the world or in the nation, but they only fall in love with Black men. That's not love. That's selection. Not only that, nobody flies in to pick up Black women right off the goddamn poverty line, but they'll fly all the way around the rest of the world and pick up poverty bitches in Colombia, Costa Rica, but they won't come pick up poverty Black women. Like, there's no such thing as love. The love that you guys talk about is non-existent. It's a fairy tale. You guys are picking people based on what you agree to in Sky Daddy, proximity, and likeness. That's what you're picking people off of. Right? And then you can say, well, you can't pick off of that. Guess what? I give up. That's lack of abundance. That's called lack of abundance. When you do that and restrict yourself to those great lengths, to a small population of people, and then think you have options and you don't, then you give up. That's called lack of abundance. Right? You don't have as much abundance or options as you thought. Or you can't do what? You can't expand those options. And then when you do expand those options, they'll criticize you. Don't go to Passport. Don't go to poor nations. Don't go to third world countries. Don't go to white women. Don't go to Asian. Don't marry a woman with a different God. Like they'll go through great lengths to keep you with your proximity. And then you're supposed to fall in love right there. Love's not real, man. Love's not real. You just have lack of options and you're desperate. Shout out to our brother, Miss No Government Name. You missed my 3 donations from yesterday. Shout out to you, man. I'll check those out. And if there are questions, I'll save them for tomorrow. And he says, Matt says, glad to see you in Costa Rica, coach. I've been going twice a year since I've been starting my free agent lifestyle journey. And 4 years ago, it's a beautiful country. The JUCO is litty, but I hope you are also planning some excursions. Thank you for your wisdom over the years. Here's some casada on me. Shout out to you, our brother Matt. And thank you, man. Costa Rica is a straight. If you live in Houston or Dallas, Costa Rica is an easy trip. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Poor people, ninjas, don't come here. Don't come fuck it up. Don't fuck up Costa Rica. All right, because it's not a great. It is a great expat place, but I'm a little ashamed that I'm putting it on the map. Although the real experienced passport bros know about this place, I'm giving it a little bit too much shine. Do not bring pookie shit here. These niggas will kill you. All right, but this is going to be a place that I come to often, I believe. So I'm not going to try to do too much while I'm here. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm going to do one thing here, one thing there. I'm going to keep it easy, but I think this could be a little watering hole for me. This could be a little watering hole for me, but I met some men here, expats. I met some expats here, and they got some great stories. All right, most of the expats were either white or, well, let's just be face it, they were white. All right, they were white men. And my man, this one white dude was like, I done been through all the whole Central America. All right, he going crazy out here. But not Colombia. I keep saying Colombia. I even told the girl last night I was in Colombia, and she looked at me and said Costa Rica, and then grabbed her ankles. So then there's that. All right, so all right, she says, just know you're in the right place. All right, you're in Costa Rica. Sorry. It's small too, by the way. Well, Costa Rica is a small country relatively to the other countries. But yeah, it's San Jose is not a big city. Fixes the Mind says morality is nothing more than following the spoken and unspoken standards and rules of a society. But if anyone and their mother are a hypocrite and full of ish, then I won't be the dumb ass holding myself high up when everyone else is cheating and getting over. Like, and what is, are they cheating? Are they cheating? No. I love your point. I love your point. But people are winning, like they're winning and getting over. And then people will say they're cheating. Are they cheating though? Like, are they cheating the system? The system has always been pay for play. Not just with women. Let's take women off because men get really frustrated with that conversation. The system is pay to win. You can't even play video games without paying to win. Like video games used to have skill. Now you have to have skill and money. Like you got to buy weapons on COD. You got to buy shit and maps on Fortnite. You got to pay money to get on motherfucking NBA 2K, Madden. College is a system that they say, okay, we gave you this free education, but to get an advantage, you got to pay for some more education. That's pay for play. Why don't they give you the college for free? I know why they don't give you the college for free, but you would think that if we're supposed to get a leg up in society, that college would be free, but it's not. They let you graduate from high school, and they say, if you want a better job, you got to pay for a degree. That's pay for play. That's paying. Is that getting over? Yes. Do people have an advantage? Yes. You get an advantage. And then you find every other way, shortcuts, techniques to pay for play so you can get an edge. So is it really getting over? Is it really cheating? I suppose. But it's not really. It's not really. The world has positioned you to realize that you either have to be strategic or you have to pay. That's where you have to be. Strategic or pay. The places that don't have this, you will find are way more corrupt than even the system that you have. So the systems that don't have this system, they'll basically keep you in a place in a what you call a keep you in a I forget what they call it. In a class, a caste. They'll keep you in a caste where it's impossible for you to win. because they take so much from the top. That would be communism or some sort of socialism. So they'll say, we'll make it fair for everybody. We'll make it fair for everybody except for the people at the top. We're going to take all of it and we'll give you crumbs. So it seems fair for everybody. And then you basically can't do anything about the corruption because you're like, I can't do anything. I'm not in that group. I can't run for office. I can't run for. So they're going to take, they get to do what they want to do, but it's fair for everybody else. I don't agree with that. Okay. Fair for everybody else is a disadvantage for me because I'm willing to pay myself out of the system. I'm willing to work myself out of the system. I'm willing to be better, but being fair to everybody lowers the bar. And now you have what? Now you have corruption and now you have poverty, right? And then you got the people at the top who are untouchable, can never touch them. But our system is not fair, but it allows you to work or pay your way out of it and get an advantage. But you'll never be at the top, but you can get yourself out of it. Okay. You can get yourself out of it. But socialism and communism and these type of things make it fair for the losers because the losers get to be fair, but it ain't fair for the winners because it basically de-incentivized me for being a winner. Okay. You basically say you don't get to win. You get to be like me. Not if I could pay for it. I'm going to pay myself out of being like you. All right. So I'm going to have to work then to afford myself to pay myself to just not be you. It's a mindset. And that includes now women in dating. If you want an advantage in dating, you're going to have to get out of the mindset of these bitches don't deserve shit and I won't pay for dates. If you don't want to deal with that, do not date. I'm not telling you to pay. What I'm saying was, if you don't want to deal with this, do not date. And when you're not dating, do not be frustrated by your lack of ability to date. You're making a choice. You're making a choice. So really figure out what you want. I think people are not figuring out what they want. They want a marketplace that is going to cater to poor niggas. And then when it doesn't work, they're mad. The days are gone where women are going to be with you just to be with you. They never been that way. We were sold that it was that way, but it's not that way. It's never been that way. It's only was that way for a short amount of time. I would say the 50s to the 90s. That was the period we grew up in, and that was what we thought most people could get. Only a few people are getting that today. That's not where it is. Almost all relationships prior to the 50s were either the woman had no choice, she lacked options, which that's not today. Women have more options, or arranged marriages. People got together based off of families, okay, proximity, and all of that. And if you disagree with me, tell me how much love slavery had. Tell me how much people got together in those situations, and if hypergamy wasn't running rampant on the plantations. You had women basically bed wenching and warming master's bed just because they were mulatto enough, just because they had that good pussy, and they got all the way up into the goddamn big house and left your monkey ass out there picking cotton. So anyway, enough about that. Brother, no government name, I'm going to get your chats later in tomorrow's stream. I will jump up here tomorrow and get them. I'm supposed to have a long night tonight, but I will get those tomorrow. And I will get the other chats tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and remember that. Let me see. Yes. Shout out to the Coach Gang, brothers. We out of here, man. Enjoy your day. Hit the like button. Peace.